NASCAR's at the short track that thinks it's a super speedway, the shortest track on the circuit and perhaps the most action-packed at all. Look how they funnel down into turn one here at Martinsville Speedway, transitioning from asphalt to concrete and back again 500 times this afternoon. Welcome to Martinsville. Mike Joy, Larry McReynolds, Darrell Waltrip with you to call this race. Darrell, I was a little disappointed in Bristol. It was a fun race to watch. Where was all the beating and banging and slamming and gouging that we thought we'd see?
Well, you're going to see it today.
All right.
They saved it for today. See, Bristol became a track with multi-grooves. This racetrack, you've got one option here, and it's really, really quite simple. If somebody's holding you up, you got to move them out of your way. That's what you'll see today. You're going to see a lot of single car spins because guys are going to get tired of you holding them up. He's going to knock you right out of the way.
A visual point
that's what you've got to do on the racetrack. What I've got to do on pit road, especially if I'm starting near the back of the field, like Ryan Newman, Mark Martin, or Jamie McMurray, as a crew chief, I've got to make the right moves on pit road. I think 4 tires are going to be critical today, but I think in the early going to get those guys up to the front, I'm going to have to pull some strategy, and we know at the end of this 500-lap race, we'll see some strategy by those crew chiefs.
Up here on the left.
Patience is a virtue. Right after it. Not many virtuous drivers in that 43-car field today. Here's the starting lineup for today's race. The field was set by points because qualifying was rained out. In fact, most of the Friday schedule here fell to rain, so back to front. Here is how they will line up for 500 laps around the track we like to call the paper clip. Drag strip straightaways, 800 feet long, and sharp U-turns at each end.
Another thing too, up here on the left where that guy standing with that red flag up there, we have to have 2 tires across that line.
A real test of driver and especially
we have to have at least the left sides across that line.
Let's see if we can get a hold of Tony Stewart here for a second.
Up there,
Tony Stewart, it's DW up in the Fox booth. Got me, buddy?
Right there. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Hey, Tony, you've had a good start to the year, and you've been real consistent. You got yourself pretty good shape in the points now. Is today the day that we can let it all hang out and get us a win?
I hope so. I'm real proud of Darian Grubb and all the guys in this Hotpass Alpha Steepa team. They've done a great job. And, you know, every week's a learning week for us, you know, learning each other and a new package. So, you know, I was pretty happy with where we were in practice. You know, made some changes for today, obviously, and we'll see if we can get her there in victory lane today.
Yeah, Roger, what do you think the conditions here are going to be on the start? Are you worried about the track being green as we get ready to go here?
2 tires across that line, and then speed lines up over the other line, just right up there in the green, right there.
You know, every race almost starts that way, but I think probably today is going to be better just from the standpoint with the sun. We'll
make sure you get some heat in your brakes here. Got new rotors and pads on there. Make sure you get a little heat in them.
Normally is. So I think Goodyear's brought a really good tire this week. So
give you a countdown to your stall this time. The Caterpillar box on your left there is 10 away.
All right, buddy.
10 away right
good
there.
Luck to you, and we'll be
Start
watching.
Finish line's about 5 away. 5, look left right there.
Make it a great race day with a perfect balance of flavor and refreshment. Budweiser, the great American lager. Get you ready to race.
Now let's take a look at our FedEx Understanding the Race. These would be the trends or the patterns over the last 8 Martinsville races we've covered in the spring NASCAR on Fox. Longest green flag run, average about a 77 laps. Now a fuel run here is about double that, 140 to 150 laps. The average cars running at the finish, 37 cars. But 2 years ago in 2007, all but 1 car was running at the finish of this race. And the last caution, normally about lap 471, 29 to go. Last year, though, the last caution was 96 laps to go. But 4 of those 8 races, a caution happened less than 10 laps to go.
It's hard to tell. Hard to hear down there on pit road, so before they 43 or 44, speed, let's get an update from our NASCAR on Fox pit crew, starting with Matt Young.
Mike Kevin Harvick knows all about legendary special races. He has Ridgeway Clock, the trophy for winning here at Martinsville. He's concerned, like so many others, just how different this racetrack will be. Yes, there will be a competition caution on lap 40, but many up and down pit road, Steve Burns, expect to see the first half of this race, tires, the most important element, and then rolling into an old traditional Martinsville race. Where do you battle the tires versus track position equation? We'll find out. Steve?
Well, Larry Mack talked about strategy on pit road. How about strategy on and off pit road? Jimmy Johnson, his
going to be 1 to go with the line this time back. Make sure you keep working your brakes some stuff in there. Check about everything one last time.
Jack Canal simply said, I don't want to
Any
get
switches
caught
there,
up
Tony Jr.?
in the traffic exiting where the other guys are in turn 1, Dick.
Jeff Gordon is a favorite to win today's race because he has won more of these than any other driver in today's event. Led more laps, won more poles, more top fives. He also has the best pit stall.
Chris Devoda. Put the brake bands on where you got to worry about it.
Grandfather clocks, one in Nationwide Running Company, lost the pendulum to one. How do you lose a pendulum? That's what Jeff Burton says. He keeps one in his living room, one in his trophy room. He said the trophy is so special.
fan on right now. Brake bands coming on the back straightaway.
In his house. He hopes the pendulum swings towards him today.
Thank you, folks. We're ready to go for 500 laps due to practice being rained out yesterday.
Nice and smooth all day here.
Throw a
Get up there.
competition caution
Take
at
care of your
lap
stuff
40.
there. Hold over inside the corners there.
No refueling is permitted until the competition yellow.
All right, go ahead. Put them brake
See
bands
pit road
on.
speed 30 miles per hour. The pit window from Sunoco Race Field, 130 to 140 laps. I think we'll see strategy around that caution at lap 40.
Well, here we go.
Man,
My favorite racetrack, and boy, this is going to be fun.
DW, a
right,
lot of
get
beat,
ready.
a lot of banging, 500 laps. Reach
Get
up
ready.
there, pull those belts tight. One more time.
Green.
All right.
Checking up front you a little bit. Keep digging there. Keep digging. One outside. No pressure from behind. Still lined up outside there. Got the one at your bumper there. The one still at your bumper. Still there. Still there.
For the 25th time in his career.
Still outside the 16 there. At your door. Good job, man. Nice and smooth. At your door.
Points leader, so that will be 5 more points.
At your bumper. Still there. Still there at your bumper. Still there. Clear. All clear. Side by side your mirror. 1655.
Car was awesome in practice. It's been good ever since they unloaded. It's been
Here you
good
go.
ever since
Still
Jeff
just the
Gordon
19
started
at your
racing.
door. We can make it work here. At your bumper. Still there. Still there.
His team has yet to score a win in a point race in 2009.
Still at your door. Still there. At your bumper. Clear low. Clear low.
Party, of course, the Bush brothers, the last drivers to visit victory lane, running second and third.
Side, inside.
And I
19
gotta
cars
tell you,
inside
a
there.
caution at 40
Got a hole
laps is
behind him
pretty
if you want it.
optimistic.
44 is 2 back behind him.
Way before then.
We may have one right here because I've been watching Matt Kenseth. You're looking back at him in that DeWalt 17 car. He was
Got a hole
almost
behind the
in
29.
red
Hole
line
behind the
that
29.
time, but he
Clear
still
low.
got
Clear low.
practice on Friday. What practice they got?
You know, Larry, I don't understand what's going on with those Roush cars because they really haven't been up to speed.
There you go, man. Outside the 17.
I'll take that back. But, boy, they've struggled the last couple of weeks.
At your door, still there. At your bumper, the 17. Good job. Still there. Still there, the 9 now. Just the 9 at your door. Still there at your door.
Here comes Clint Boyer.
At your door, at your bumper.
He's
Clear.
expected to be tough today.
As I walked through the garage area this morning, yeah, there were a lot of fingers being pointed at the 48 and the 24 car, the cars to beat, but also a lot of people were talking about that 33, Clint Boyer, who comes in here third in the Sprint Cup Series points.
Well, I know a guy.
There you go. Nobody coming there. Nice and smooth.
Here before too long is right behind Kyle Busch. That 48 car is slicing and dicing, and he's doing just what we said. He's moving them out of the way and coming to the front.
There's Jimmy sitting in 6th, just ahead of Carl Edwards and Denny Hamlin.
Looking to the inside there on Kyle. Kyle closed the door on him. It's a little early to charge down in there.
You can look all you want here, Darrell, but gosh, this looks like such a hard place to pass.
Listen, and it's a physically demanding place because there's so much that goes on here from a driver's compartment.
Just keep digging, man. You'll get him here. I saw it.
Really sliding backwards. Another car that's sliding backwards. We're riding with him right now. Casey Kane in that 9 car. He started in the 6th position. He's fallen almost outside the top 20, so he's struggling early.
But you know what? That may not be all bad, Larry. This track's going to change so dramatically once we get into this race. Once they lay some rubber down, you don't know what you got until we get into the race a little bit.
3rd place, Tony Stewart takes it from Clint Boyer.
I definitely think that's one car that a lot of people, they've not talked a lot about this week as far as a favorite of coming in there. Tony Stewart in the 14. They talked about the Hendrick cars. They talked about Kyle Busch, Clint Boyer. But let's remember, Tony Stewart runs good at this racetrack. He's led a ton of laps.
Just saw the Clint Boyer. He saw the 48 coming. Spotters tell him on the radio, 48's coming. He's a little quicker than you are. Give him some room. Move to the outside. Jimmy Johnson moves up another spot.
Steve Burns.
Mike, listening to Matt Kenseth in the race car, he is frustrated. He just screamed, "This is ridiculous." His spotter, Mike Kalanoff, place to ride.
Clear by 5,
that's a team
driving
that
away.
started off the 2009 season, won the first 2 races, and I won't say the wheel has run off since then, but they definitely have been far off those 2 performances.
And Dick Berggren, what's up with Casey Kane?
The car is just tight, Mike. Casey can't get through the corners.
But I think Daryl's right. When you look at the surface right now, remember, this has concrete corners, and they're pretty white right now. We get 200 laps into this race, they'll start turning black because rubber will start being laid down.
This is when the crew chief always said those favorite words to me. Just calm down, it'll come to you. And then what about that leader right behind me?
Says leader 4 cars back.
That's right.
Yesterday's NASCAR Camping World Truck Series race was also rained out, so it's a very green racetrack. You will see the truck race tomorrow at noon on Speed. Sunday drive for Jeff Gordon.
So
out
far.
front and all alone. He's got about another quarter lap to go between himself and the next lapped car.
So another car on the move right there. Denny Hamlin in that 11 car trying to bring David Rudiman with him. A car we're riding with right now, Carl Edwards in the 99. A lot like his teammate Matt Kenseth, probably not quite as bad, but they struggled in that practice on Friday as well.
Yeah, Carl's in pretty good shape compared to
There you go, man. You look real good here. Nice and
Carl's
smooth.
up here in the top 10, 9th. You got the other 3 Roush cars back here. They're running 21st, 22nd, and 23rd.
And a lot of that, Darrell, is a function of where they are in the point standings, because that's how the starting lineup was determined for today's race after qualifying rained out.
But Mike, you mentioned that Jeff Gordon, our leader in the 24 car, he's led the first 16 laps. He's going to be catching the back of the pack shortly, and that will just, all that will do is bring Kurt Busch, Tony Stewart, Jimmy Johnson right up to his rear bumper as he starts fighting those lap cars, because they're fighting to stay on the lead lap.
And remember, with this car of today platform, the front bumper and the rear bumper heights are identical. They do line up, and you'll see
Still clear by 4 with the 44 there.
and kind of caterpillar-like reactions back through the field as things get close quartered here, and they will. Montoya was quick and close.
Tight center, tight off.
Now he's got a different approach to this race track as a 7-time Formula One race winner would. Easy into the corner and make all your speed from the third of the corner to the exit and down the straightaway. That's a little different pattern than some of these fellows who were raised in traditional stock car racing.
He may have had the quote of all quotes about
Still clear by
Martinsville.
3, he's clear by
You come in the
5.
corner like a gentleman. You come off the corner like an animal.
He tried to talk to Jamie McMurray this week about their dust up at Bristol, where McMurray got into him and he turned McMurray around, and whatever Juan was selling, Jamie wasn't having any of it. It was a brief and heated conversation, and they parted with no
turn 4,
resolution.
guys.
Caution is out, caution is out. Watch your mirror there, keep digging. Caution
We'll
is
bring
out.
the
There you
caution
go.
out just before Jeff Gordon started lapping cars.
2, come on if you can.
Did he get the wall?
Everyone's stopping up here. 55, 4 down in front of everybody. All right, they're rolling here.
You know, the way they're fixing these cars now, he got in under the 12 car there,
The pit
Strimmy,
road
and
will
it just
open this
probably
time.
too much rear brake for this
Just
point
feels
of the
like
race.
it's carrying the left front, center
But
off.
the way the guys are fixing to rear these cars from these short
Rolling over
tracks,
on the
you
right
see
rear a little
Michael
bit.
getting real loose there, getting in, trying to get under Strimmy, and just made a light contact.
Half a round up on the track
But the way
bar.
they're fixing to rear these cars now,
Coming.
you don't want the rear of the car to be real strong.
Do it
You want to be able to
leader,
take
do
a
right there in
shot
front
in that rear bumper and not
Stay out,
affect your
stay
car all
out,
that much.
stay
So
out.
they're not putting the heavy bumper braces back there that you might think they do.
How convenient that the height of the wall comes just below the rear wing, which was undamaged when Michael got into the fence.
Now remember, pit road is open. We will have a caution in about 18 laps, but we've got about the back third of the field coming to pit road. I got to believe they're going to change 4 tires. They'll make adjustments, but remember, they can't fuel their cars on this caution. But this will be the strategy that I think they'll be looking for, is we know we have the caution at lap 40. Everybody at the front will come in. I think these guys will either stay out or maybe come in and just top off with fuel.
Oh, yeah, this is perfect for gaining track position. Not right now, but when the next caution flies.
Right, because the competition yellow that everyone knows is coming at lap 40 is optional. You can pit, you don't have to.
Boy, you have to have a lot of give and take, not only on the track, but in pit lane here. They got to be real careful.
What project you working on today?
This.
We can help you with that.
Thanks.
Come on, this way.
I'm just starting out, so I'm kind of on a budget.
We're good with budgets.
All right.
We've done this project before. Here we go, aisle 20. You'll need one of these, at least.
Okay.
Pit crew,
Okay.
crew chief,
Cool.
and read this. And you'll need an owner. I recommend this one.
Okay. Well, what about fans?
Ceiling or NASCAR?
NASCAR.
What do you say we start with 300,000 and go from there?
Whoa.
Helping people, even NASCAR drivers, do more than they ever thought possible. That's the power of the Home Depot.
All right, so you're driving down the freeway doing about 60 when you notice the guy next to you is steering with his knees, eating a cheeseburger and talking on the phone. And that is exactly why the all-new 09 F-150 is the safest truck in America. It's got a high-strength steel safety cage, side impact airbags, safety canopy, 5-star crash rating, and roll stability control. Because it's not just crazy out there, it's certifiably insane, okay? It's not just a new truck, it's the 2009 Motor Trend Truck of the Year.
What are you doing?
I let the beat down.
You don't hooked up with the monster. Genius.
Aflac, official partner of NASCAR.
Fox tonight. Animation domination boldly goes where it's never gone before. A new Simpsons redeclare their love for a full hour.
You made my mustache tingle. Settle down.
And the cast of The Next Generation is transported to a new Family Guy.
You're a baby.
Oh my God, I am already having a fantastic time.
Followed by a new American Dad. It all starts at 7/6 Central tonight on Fox.
NASCAR Sprint Cup the right only. I'll call the green and I'll watch in front of you. If we see anything, we got to give it back before the start finish line.
And sponsored by Sprint. NASCAR Sprint Cup Mobile. It'll change the way you experience the race.
44-19, one lines up in your mirror.
It's not just a new truck, it's a new F-150.
All right, get ready.
And by Aflac.
Get
Ask
ready.
about it at work.
Green. Checking up front. Come on. Checking up front. Checking up front.
So far,
come on.
First four
So all
drivers
clear.
have 16 Martinsville wins between them. As we go back to green, the lapped car of Michael Waltrip.
Inside, 44 at your door. Still there at your bumper. Still there. Still at your bumper there. Still inside.
Garage area. His oldest
At
brother
your door.
Jeff was
At your
his
door
starter
there.
on the roof
Still
today.
there.
Jeff scored that
Still there.
win for Rick Hendrick, win number 1.
Got a hole behind him if you want it there. At your door. Clear low.
We had 17 cars at the back of the field that pitted that time for tires and adjustments, but again, no fuel. That's the way the rule works when you have a competition caution coming at a certain lap.
You know, the tires in the past have been so good here. You could just, I mean, you almost felt like sometimes you didn't even want to change tires. But we do have a new right side today. It's a little bit softer. Wear could be an issue as we get into this race, particularly early on here with the track green.
Teammates battling. Denny Hamlin.
You're clear by 3. Clear by 3. Race in
Fighting it out for 6th place. I think Hamlin's got a chance to be a top 3 car here today. Loves this place. It's his second home track. He grew up outside of Richmond, and he really expected they would come in here with a car capable of winning.
Well, you know, last year
clear by 2. Clear by 2 over the 1 car.
And they finished just the opposite. He won and Jeff finished second, so 11 cars definitely be a factor before we get done here.
Well, now Hamlin's got a problem because the lap car, Michael Waltrip's just in front.
So clear by 3.
He's got to get to the outside and does to clear traffic before he can go back after the 33 of Boyer.
Get up front of you, checking up front of you, keep digging. Come on. Be real careful there. There's speed banging right up there. You're clear by 2.
Through the corner, almost a bump draft. That's for Talladega, not for Martinsville.
Oh, Boyer just rooted Waltrip out of the bottom, and Michael turns left to return
the
favor.
one right with you there.
This is the kind of racing we're
there
used
you go.
to
Clear
seeing.
low, clear low.
I think Michael may just get a little ride here if he's not careful, because he's a lap down and he's holding all these guys up. He needs to either go on or get out of the way.
He's got a single file of about 25 cars right behind him.
And that usually guys will they'll be patient with you for a little bit, but you better go on.
Now, Michael Waltrip did come in
There
and
you
put
go,
on
man.
tires,
Take
so
care of it there.
his
You're doing
tires are
awesome.
fresher than the cars he's racing against.
The thing about it, Michael does not need to push the envelope here because he's the only car a lap down, and we know we're going to have a caution in 8 laps, and he'll get the free pass.
Here's Matt.
Kyle Busch running 7th, and DW talked about it last week at Bristol. Kyle Busch just so smart, like a football coach, in the first quarter, but looking ahead to the third quarter, what the other teams may do as far as strategy. He says his car not good on the short run. Maybe after 50 laps it might come in, but he really feels like they're going to have to take a big swing of it on their first stop. The car just way too tight on exit at this juncture.
Yeah, and Matt, you can't adjust. You cannot, as a crew and as a driver.
I'm gonna need a budget cord. Jump down to gear 20.
You've got to anticipate what this track's going to be like at 200 laps, 300 laps, 500 laps.
You know what I anticipate? Denny Hamlin going to the lead, as he just dispensed with Clint Boyer, and now he's got to get past Michael Waltrip to have a shot at the front four. Gordon, Kurt Busch, Jimmy Johnson, and Tony Stewart.
And you know, we sat down with Denny Hamlin, the 3 of us, and talked to him, and there's definitely some frustration there. This is his 4th full season in Sprint Cup. He said, you know, the first year we had an opportunity to win 2 races and we won them. The last 2 years we've had an opportunity to win about 10 or 12 races and we only won 1 per year.
One thing that worries me a little bit about the Gibbs cars is I talked to Hammond this morning, and maybe sometime today we can get a look at. They've got a brand new brake package on their cars that they're running here. And with a limited amount of testing and without any practice to speak of, I'm sure they're comfortable with what they have, but always made me nervous starting a race with something new.
I think the good news is a lot of them went down to that new little short track at Rockingham and really worked these brakes hard to make sure they were comfortable with them.
Now things have settled out single file here because everyone knows, as NASCAR said in the drivers meeting, that in 2 laps we will get a competition yellow.
Lap 38 right here. Should only be 2 laps till we get the caution. You're clear by 3.
Denny Hamlin gave him that.
Well, I think we made note of this when this happened. This was going through 1 and 2, and they
Still
kind
clear
of got
by 3.
stacked
Just
up.
keep
You can
digging
see
till I tell
Boyer
you.
came down on Kyle. Kyle had to check up. Denny Hamlin got into the back of him over in turn 2.
And again, I just want to reiterate that the rear of these cars is pretty soft, and they're that way on purpose. The nose is tough, protect that radiator and everything up there, but you want that rear to give so when somebody does boot you, it doesn't spin you out.
All right, the field will cycle through at the 40-lap mark. And as they do, NASCAR will put the caution out.
And the 1 car right with you there. He's half back.
Tire wear, and this time the addition
Caution is out. Caution is out. 1
won't
back
be
there.
permitted. There's the caution.
Caution's out.
We're at 40 laps, and Jeff Gordon, who has not won in a year.
I need a bungee cord. Jump down to gear twice.
He has been so successful.
I just need somebody to fasten it to the top of the shifter and somewhere behind me.
That strategy that we talked that budget pitted earlier. Now let's see how many of
I'll
them
put it in
stay
4th
out,
gear.
because,
When I'm sitting in the pit stall, you get a good idea where, what you need to fasten it.
When it's open, make sure you see the light.
Yeah, because there's still 100
Try
laps
to do it
away
if you want me
from
to,
where they would
if I
need
have
the
to.
fuel. And
I
as
don't
I
know if I
mentioned
can,
about FedEx understanding the race, average green flag run
Still
here.
closed right here. Still closed.
I think they're going to stay out.
Stopping is optional, and Michael Waltrip does get the free pass on this caution. He is the first. Okay, he's the only car 1 lap down. Jeff Gordon has 7 of those Ridgeway grandfather clocks.
Mike, pit road wasn't open that time by. That's why they didn't come in. I see the red flag with the crossing on the back over there. It's not open this time.
No, the red lights, the Whelen lights are blinking. And the commit line's a little different here at Martinsville because you enter the pits at turn 3 and exit the pits at turn 2. So the commit line is a white line painted across the track right near the Home Depot banner. You need to have at least 2 of your tires on that line if you intend to pit. The pit road speed limit starts at the yellow line that's a little closer to turn number 3.
David's going to jump in the right side window.
So here come most
All
of
right,
the leaders.
Spring rubber, and it'd be nice, but
Jimmy
whatever you got
Johnson's
to do
going
there.
to get a chassis adjustment. He said he's good getting in the corners, good getting
Ram a
off,
half
but he is tight in the center. So they will make a chassis adjustment to that number 48 Chevrolet of Jimmy Johnson.
All right, man, you're 10 away.
Boy, I'm surprised, Larry, that everybody has come to pit road.
5 right here to the left.
Matt?
And Kyle Busch threw up, whoa, close call there with the 33 as Kyle Busch had to go around the 33 of Boyer. They're going to make a chassis adjustment. They're going to go on the track bar and a slight air pressure adjustment as the changer slips coming around the car, trying to get this car freed up. Remember?
Away from the, even as he was pulling away from the field, Jeff Gordon was telling his crew that the car was a bit tight in the center of the turns. They have adjusted air pressure only for that to try to get him through the corners better.
Now look at this pit road. There is a wall on the outside of pit road. We don't have that many places. We don't have a blind exit around the corner many places like you do here. My gosh, it's a tough pit road to work.
She gets mighty, mighty crowded down there in that corner.
Live from your phone, it's the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. Get NASCAR Sprint Cup Mobile. It'll change the way you experience the race.
Say hi.
Only from Sprint. Only on the Now Network.
Get your hot dog, 50 cents. You want 2 hot dogs? Yeah. You got it. There you go, miss. Enjoy.
What about the bun?
I'm not a bun salesman.
The bun.
No, I sell hot dogs.
Hot dogs have a bun.
Hot dog, that's a hot dog.
That's a wiener.
I sell what I say, hot dogs.
And it's watered
You have to shake that up a little bit. Have a nice day. Don't forget to tell your friends.
I'm not gonna tell them. This watered down too.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
I wonder what old George Washington would say if he knew just one of his dollars could buy a double stack, a junior bacon cheeseburger, or a crispy chicken sandwich.
He'd probably say, "Egads, it seems a crime for one to procure such quality and taste for just one of my paltry denominations."
Do Andrew Jackson.
I'm on the 20.
Wendy's Threeconomics, featuring the double stack. One of 3 way smarter choices for just 99 cents each.
It's way better than fast food. It's Wendy's.
I absolutely love playing badminton. Started playing after 30 years again, and it's wonderful. It keeps me young. My shoulder sometimes hurts, and my doctor said I was overusing my knees. And I said, well, that's not the answer I want to hear. Aleve makes me pain-free, so I can move on the court. And you can't play this game if you can't move on the court and get to the bird and return it. I'm Anne-Marie Donahoe, and with Aleve, I'll never stop playing badminton.
Find out why NASCAR drivers agree that Richmond International Raceway is racing perfection. Crown Royal presents the Russ Friedman 400 Saturday night, May 2nd. NASCAR Sprint Cup Series tickets start at $40. Call 866-455-RACE or visit RIR.com.
Bring a grain.
Ready for the restart with a
all
new
clear in
leader.
front of you,
Scott
still no
Speed
pressure from behind.
Was one of 2 drivers who did stop at lap 22 and did not come in on this one. The other is our favorite Mr. Contrary for race strategy, Robbie Gordon. He's going to run this race his way. He stopped at lap 22 and did not stop on this caution. The drivers who did begin with Jeff Gordon in 3rd place.
I think that was a great move by Jimmy Elledge, Scott Speed's crew chief. I'm like Darrell. I'm surprised more of those guys that pitted on lap 26, 22 that did not stay out and get this track position. Remember, Scott Speed's one of those cars that fell outside the top 35 after Bristol. He has to qualify on time right now, so these 5 points are critical for him.
And as you can see, when you're in the front, you can just drive off and leave everybody for a while.
Ooh, Robbie Gordon sliced in front of Kurt Busch, who very patiently gave him room. Gordon in the 7. Now Busch in turn 3.
See, that
takes his piece of the racetrack.
That's a tough place right there, because that car on the outside leaves you just enough room to squeeze in there.
Go
but you
there,
got to be
enter
hard
door.
on the brakes.
Go there, enter bumper.
Sometimes
Clear.
you get loose, like we saw Michael do earlier, and they get in that car on the outside and spin yourself out.
Meanwhile, Kyle Busch trying to make hay on the outside, but he's battling the franchise. David Rudiman. That's a funny nickname. I mean, in different sports, it means different things, of course. But he's had a little fun with his boss, Michael Waltrip.
There you go.
He
It's
says,
your
"Hey, I'm the
door.
franchise.
Still
I'm the
there. It's
future
your
of this
bumper.
organization
Still
right
there.
here."
Clear.
He's the face of the organization. That's what
Okay.
it's all. I mean, he's been carrying the banner. I'll give him credit for that.
But you know why those guys are battling right there? The car right in front of them, Mark Martin in the 5 car, Alan Gustafson. They had a good car on Friday in practice. Remember, started 31st. That's the strategy that Alan Gustafson needed to get him up to the front. Pitted for tires on lap 22, pitted for fuel only on lap 40.
We listened in on Kyle Busch.
So was David Ruderman.
I don't know what I need. I suck. I can't get off the corner.
Woo. And that was after we cleaned it up.
Well, see those Gibbs cars. I got to find out. There's got to be an answer to why all that black smoke.
It's your door.
Tailpipes
It's your bumper clear.
Well, I'm working on that.
Slide the nose through the center just a little bit, but it's better.
Is they're doing things to their engine and to
Running
their
pretty good lap
carburetor
time there when you're
that
by yourself,
almost
so
makes
you
the
feel good.
engine act like a Jake brake when he rolls out of the throttle. Really slows the thing down, which is what you need here at Martinsville. That's the reason we see it here and here only, because that's where it's so important with these tight corners at the end of these long straightaways.
Yeah, contrary to what some people thought, it's not brake dust. It's coming out of the tailpipes and it's black smoke.
But all 3 Gibbs cars do it.
Exactly.
Here's a Aflac trivia question. Who scored their first Cup win while driving for Hendrick Motorsports?
It's a fairly long list.
Yeah, this is the
There you
25th
go, man.
anniversary
Outside by
of their
himself.
first win.
It's your door. It's your bumper. Still there. It's your bumper. Clear.
Hendrick has 175 wins in what is now Sprint Cup racing. 17 of them have come here. Jeff Gordon back to the front.
When I went to pick up the throttle.
Scott Speed holding station in second. The other driver on that strategy, Robbie Gordon, has slipped to 14th, but good run for Scott Speed.
It is a good run for him.
Of course, when you're out in clear sailing, you can do that.
And you know, he mentioned Mark Martin. I'm going to be curious to see how he fares here on these tires, because again, the track's green. We got a new tire. You can't really rely on notes from the past. I'd say staying out on tires wouldn't be a bad thing. I'm just not real sure today.
Now, Dale Earnhardt Jr. had trouble on his pit stop. We're not aware of what, but he came out of the pits third from the tail end of the line. He's up to 34th now, but why was he so far back?
Mike, his biggest complaint, the car was just too tight. A number of adjustments when he was
There
on
you go,
pit
man.
road.
Nobody coming here still. Doing awesome.
Bungee cord. The biggest issue for Junior, the car kept jumping out of gear, so a crew member, when the stop was completed, climbed through the side window and attached a bungee cord so then Junior could wrap it around the gear shift to keep it in fourth. They made the 2 adjustments to try to free up the car. Junior says the car is better, but it's still slightly sliding the nose.
We've run 6 races, and that would be the 3rd time that this 88 car has had transmission problems. Remember at Bristol last week, they had to go to the back of the field because they changed transmissions.
There you go.
Race
Still inside,
morning,
just
and
a
then he
19
had transmission issues at
Still
Auto
inside
Club
the
Speedway
19.
in
It's your
Fontana.
bumper.
And that's so uncharacteristic of Hendrick Motorsports. They build bullets.
There you go. Couple more good corners.
They know when they got a problem.
Still inside there,
They
just
got
a gauge.
diagnostic equipment that will tell them there's something wrong with parts, pieces, X-ray,
Still
and
inside the
magniflex.
19 there.
That makes no sense.
There's your bumper.
Now, one thing I've learned, Mike, and we had talked about this, is the fact that this new car seems to be harder on transmission when the car
Still
slams
inside,
down.
clear low, clear low.
Getting in the corner, but the only car out of the Hendrick stables we're documenting problems is Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Real quick before we go to Jeff, if you chassis dyno these things, a lot of times you can create transmission problems because they sit on the chassis dyno at an angle. And we had some issues back when with burning up the bearings in the transmission because the grease wasn't getting to the bearings. So, Jeff, what do you got, buddy?
Well, the thing I was going to bring out, Darrell, I don't understand a team not having a bungee cord already inside of a race car when you've been having issues. That used to be standard issue no matter what race car, where we were at. So you put a bungee cord in there, so if it happened, the driver could just reach over, grab the end of the bungee cord, untape it, and he can hook it himself. You didn't have to go in there and install it. It was already part of what I consider race procedure.
Yeah, Jeff, it was always hooked normally to the leg brace on the right side. That way you could just reach up there and throw it around the shifter. And this is a battle for third right here, no longer a battle.
That's your door, still there. That's your bumper, still there, still there, still there, clear. Probably smell a little bit of smoke, but it's nothing major. A little bit of fender rub when you get on the brake
to
card.
make these cars run fast. And you can fix your transmission problem.
Hey, smoking.
99. If even that.
I like the way this one's looking. More NASCAR on Fox coming up.
There you go, man. Good job there.
Finally, a car that revolves around you. Because you're more than one thing. So is Venza.
For me personally, my allergies, I mean, I cannot touch my eyes. They itch. If I start itching my eyes, scratching them, it's over with. Well, I use Claritin to relieve my allergy symptoms. The greatest thing about Claritin is that it keeps me focused and I don't get drowsy. Live Claritin Clear.
Oh, no, you don't. Wonder if I can put racing fuel in this old girl.
Where do NASCAR fans get answers? Ask.com, the official search engine of NASCAR.
Get in the game with the Gillette Fusion Gamer, the only razor used by the Gillette Young Guns. Did you know you can get Fusion blades for as low as $1 a week? Gillette, the best a man can get. Rebate and get one free after mail-in rebate.
The next time you drink AMP could be a great moment, because that could be the moment you win authentic Dale Jr. gear. Enter can codes at ampenergy.com, and Junior's stuff could be your stuff. Go to ampenergy.com for details. Amp up.
And you're 10 away.
We're under caution. Scott Speed was having a great race. He stayed out on that last caution. He was running in 9th. Kyle Busch came up to pass him.
Right there,
and what happened was not an act of aggression, but what happened to Kyle Busch is he tried to dive under Scott Speed going in the corner.
Yeah, well, that's what I was telling you earlier about. The hardest thing to do here is get in under somebody like that. Now, you see the 18's already, when he went across that transition there from asphalt to concrete.
4,300, one outside, 4,300, up here.
You're using so much brake right there to stay off the guy on the outside that you actually end up spinning yourself out. You'll see when he goes across that bump, the thing jumps out, or it's not a bump actually, it's just transition. Too much rear brake underneath somebody, that's what happens.
Scott Speed gave him plenty of room.
Yeah.
Scott Speed in the 82 was just a victim.
Unfortunately, Scott Speed, if he'd have been a little further up, he wouldn't even know what happened.
Yeah, he gave Kyle all the room in the world on the bottom of the racetrack. It's just the 18 would not stick going into the corner. Now, one of the cars that came in fact, the only one up among the front pack was Jimmy Johnson. Steve, why did they come in?
Mike, Jimmy Johnson said, I'm getting really tight in the center, especially when I'm getting back on the gas pedal. They raised the Panhard bar a full round, and they also, Mike, added a spring rubber into the right rear spring.
Matt?
Mike, they pushed the spring rubber in the right rear for Kyle Busch, the 18. Also, a little tug on the fender. He just did come on the radio and said that the 82 of Speed did not deserve that at all, and that was his mistake, and he apologizes.
And you feel bad about that, but I'm telling you, it's a product of this racetrack and how going off of that transition from the asphalt to concrete, got a lot of rear brake in these things. She jumped out from under him.
All right, 2 problems in the pits. Joey Logano too fast entering. He'll get a penalty and a tire violation on Matt Kenseth. So they'll go to the tail end of the longest line. Speaking of longest, here is the longest answer we've had yet for an Aflac trivia question.
One to go, next
What
time
drivers scored their first Cup win while driving for Rick Hendrick? Here you go. 8 of them. Jeff Bodine, Kenny Schrader, Jeff Gordon, Jerry Nadeau, Jimmy Johnson, Kyle Busch, Brian Vickers, and Casey Mears.
I think you look at Brian Vickers and Casey Mears, so far that's been their only Sprint Cup Series win.
Got one to go, boys.
Dick Berggren.
Kurt Busch riding in second position, started in second position.
43 in your mirror there. I'll call the green.
He's got a really
Give you a quick heads up there. Both people that have gotten spun out so far were trying to pass somebody on the inside, and that guy just crowded him a little bit, getting the corner and spun the guy on the inside out.
And clear indoors and out. Jeff Gordon has led 43 laps today. He's back out front.
5 pace cars in. I'll call the green.
That's out there right now stayed out. In the perfect world for Chad Canals and Jimmy Johnson, we'll go about 15 or 20 laps, get a caution, they'll stay out then.
Yeah, I was just going to say that
ready?
2 car, and this is probably
You're
contradicting what people would think. That's the most improved car from last year to this year.
No question.
There was no free pass on that caution.
So clear by 1. Clear by 1.
I think as we get
Trying to look outside. Checking out in front of you there, outside. One outside there. There you go. Just the 19. Just the 19. There you go.
Those spring rubbers are the adjustment that you know you have.
Still just the 19 there. Enter door. Enter door. Still there. Enter bumper clear.
Pit road tire violation, so they should have restarted at
Good
the
job,
tail
man. Clear
end
by
of
2.
the longest line. They did not. So now Kenseth will have to serve a drive-through penalty under green.
And that could be about 2 laps. You can see the NASCAR official talking to Drew Blickensderfer, the crew chief for Matt Kenseth, and the rest of the crew there. But yeah, that
they got the 7 real slow at the bottom up there. They got a pre-wide in the middle. I think he's got a tire going down.
Could be about 2 laps under green.
It was described as a tire violation.
Checking up front of you there still. One inside. Clear low behind them. Clear low. 7's up high. Stay with the low lane. Stay with the low lane.
That almost created a pileup.
I'm going to show you the black flag with the right front. White front. We're going to have
just the 41 there. Just the 41 outside there. Enter door. Enter bumper. Clear. All clear. There you go. Just the 7 now. Slow car to bottom pit. One outside. Enter door. Enter door. Enter bumper. The 7. Clear.
We'll show you what we have to
there you go, man. Go get that 98. Good job. Good corner.
Officials. As the tire rolls
still there,
over to Jimmy
door.
Johnson's
Enter
pit,
bumper.
did go over
Still
the
there,
back
clear.
line of their pit.
I don't know about that one, Larry.
But it did not go out onto
didn't go out of the
pit road.
No.
The rule is that the team has to be in control of the tire at all times.
Exactly. You know, we used to just roll them back to the wall. But we were having a lot of cars hit tires on pit road as they were leaving or coming in their boxes. NASCAR made a rule a little over a year ago that a crew member has to, he doesn't have to carry it, but it has to be in his control all the way back to the wall.
So the bad news for Matt Kenseth is he is now 1 lap down and at the tail end of the field. Good news is he's the only car a lap down, so a caution flag will catch him back.
I'd say that's just an addition to some of the other bad news he has. Car isn't
there
very
you go.
good.
Really good job there. Outside by himself.
Of the Kenseth pit
still
stop.
there at your door. At your bumper. Still there. Clear.
The off frame to the right, but you'll see the tire rolling. And nobody's got it.
You could see he rolled it right there, and you can't do that. That's the old rule.
Actually, you could see the guy looking for it. He didn't
really
know
good
where it
lap
was.
time, Bug. Just take care of it.
And honestly, that's a good rule they made because we were seeing tires get hit by cars, and they were out there bouncing around like basketballs a few years ago.
And the problem with rules like that,
still
tight. He didn't do anything wrong. He just didn't have his hands on the tire, and it was going back into the pit box. But a rule is a rule.
It's getting better. We just think getting on it.
And as he rolled it, there was nobody right there to catch it and take it to the wall. Now, he is in the free pass position in the DeWalt Ford, so he should get this back on our next caution.
Mike, we do need to mention that Scott Speed that was involved in that last caution, they did end up taking their car to the garage area for repairs. He joins Joe Nemechek, Dave Blaney, and Todd Bodine.
You're doing it here. Nice
and what I should have said is you can have rules for everything. You just can't interpret them differently every time. And that's one that they have a pretty cut and dried explanation for.
Let's catch up with Casey Mears, running just outside the top 10. Krista?
That's right, Mike. Casey Mears said 2 years ago, I never thought I'd say I enjoy going to Martinsville. Casey Mears, one of the drivers who finished in the top 10 in both races last year. They stayed out on that last stop. They said right now the car is running really well. And Gil Martin just came on the radio and said, you're really fast right now, Casey.
Well, I think he's with a race team that really has a good program and a good package for here. Gil Martin and that Richard Childress team, this is the team that Clint Boyer has been with the last couple of 3 years. They've always run well here.
Kyle Busch has had a hard time getting past Paul.
It's still too tight. It's tight. It runs real good for about 10 laps.
Not working.
Man, start losing the nose real bad.
And you can see him exhibit a little frustration here with Reed Sorensen and Paul Menard.
Whoa.
So he got inside Menard, but it took him a long time to be able to complete that pass.
Picked up over a tenth there when you dive in that 3 and 4 that last time rather than hugging the bottom there.
A little loose on entry. When it's not handling right, it makes it hard to make passes.
Next week, a whole different ball game. Texas Motor Speedway for the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series and NASCAR on Fox. The wide open spaces. And boy, that mile-and-a-half oval will look wide open after we leave Martinsville.
Oh, yeah. You got a man up there, boys. That's all you got to do there, just be able to stand on the gas.
One of the fastest tracks we go to.
Second place race. Slowly but surely. Denny Hamlin working toward the front, and Robbie Gordon's in trouble.
Flat tire
down.
Clear behind you. He's caution's out. Clear by one. Clear by one. Stay low off of 2. The 7 car's sitting up high. Stay low off of 2.
And he was trying to make it to the pit entry with a flat. Didn't get there.
It's going to be a good break, though, I think, for Matt Kenseth in that 17. We'll get a confirmation that I think he did get the free pass.
Well, he
was
was lucky to be able to
the
go
center
on
and
pit
it
road
just slides the nose.
and only lose one
Real
lap.
bad.
Hard for me to believe.
All right, 10-4. Well, we're going to skip this one. We have to get our track position, so we're going to stay out right here. Where you going here?
Closing them up on
Still
the
closed
caution.
right here. Still
Fourth
closed.
caution flag of the day, counting the competition yellow that came out at lap 40. Joey Logano's first trip to Martinsville. Let's see how he assesses the paperclip in today's Home Depot rookie file.
Last time I was here, I was 12 years old in an Allison Legacy car, and you know, Donnie Allison and his guys, his boys build those cars. So I was 12 years old. It's a long time ago for me, at least it was. And those cars are way different than Cup cars. So it's kind of like my first time here, but at least I've kind of been around it.
All right.
To get to know Joey better, go to HomeDepotRacing.com.
Pit road is opening.
Here's the situation on the free pass. We had theorized that Matt Kenseth would get the free pass. However, it goes to the first car, 1 lap down. And Jeff Gordon had lapped Robbie Gordon, no relation, prior to the yellow flag coming out. So at the moment of yellow, Robbie Gordon was the first car 1 lap down. And because he brought out the caution, no free pass.
No free pass.
Let's go to the pits and Steve.
Brian Vickers in the top 10, Mike. He's saying his race car also tight in the center. They made a track bar adjustment. Also going to pull a piece of tape off the grill. It's been running just a little bit hot in that 83.
Maybe just under 12.
Here comes Carl Edwards in car number 99. He
Now,
has struggled
it's hard because I got to run in 4th or 2nd gear. 2nd gear, it's a little over 12.
This racetrack, it's one of the most difficult tracks for him. He started in a good position today, but they've got to get that car right for him, and they haven't so far.
Quite a bit of jostling getting off pit road.
Boy, I'll say. Oh. Goodness.
Looks like we had about 16 to 17 cars that actually stayed out, including most of our leaders.
48 car came back down to pit road again. They're still working on that baby.
We're under caution for the 4th time today. Let's get downstairs for an AT&T race break.
All right, thanks, Mike. And Jeff Gordon has dominated so far, followed by Kurt Busch, Denny Hamlin. Just a quick recap, and the caution came out early as Michael Waltrip slips and slides, went a lap down, got in the way of some traffic, trying to advance. Clint Boyer, one of those, tapping with Michael on lap 32. Jeff Gordon dominated, as we mentioned. Rookie Scott Speed stayed out, led for a while until Jeff recaptured
one to go
the
when you get back over to the line.
79 laps
double up
counting
in
for
3.
Gordon led so far. The moments ago, Kyle Busch admitted it was his fault trying to pass. It was the 9th spot there. Scott Speed pushed, both wrecked having an effect of the way things are from the Hollywood Hotel. Some observations early.
Well, right now we've already been watching how dominant right now. So Jeff Gordon's been. But the key thing I've been looking at is Denny Hamlin, our winner from last year, he quietly sneaking up through there. Guys like Clint Boyer hanging close. I think the racetrack's going to continue to change, and it's all going to come down if those crew chiefs can keep up with the racetrack changing and make the right adjustments.
Just for your info there, I mean, whenever you were trying to hug that bottom there, you were like up in dual mode 70. When you diamond at 3 and 4 that lap, you went to a 58 or a 59, whatever it was.
For the crew you think will be the most valuable, the fan voting with Jeff Hamlin.
You're feeling the lane down there. I'll call the green. 71-34 in your mirror.
Award as we send it back upstairs to Dale Earnhardt.
Fans back home.
Thanks, Chris. Getting ready for the restart. Matt Kenseth comes up the inside to start alongside Jeff Gordon. He is the first car a lap down.
Boy, Kenseth is just going to get there. He's a lap down.
Get ready.
On the inside, he just does get there.
But he should be in good shape when we get.
Clear in front of you. Clear by 1 to the 8. Clear by half. Clear by half. Trying to look outside. Outside at your door. Still there. Just the 18 there.
Begins lapping traffic.
Just the 18 outside. That was a 71 in your mirror. At your door.
Stay in the free pass position.
It's just so hard to keep from running into people here. You enter the corner at over 120 miles an hour.
All clear behind them. 71
stop in the middle of the corner. So that's like running up to somebody at a stoplight when they're just about ready to accelerate forward and you're just about ready to stop. But sometimes
they got the 7 stuck on the bottom up there in front of you. About 5-6 cars.
5,400 in the middle of the corner to 9,000 plus at the end of the straightaway. That's a long pull.
It's a drag race.
The thing
there you go. Still slow on the bottom up there. He's in the middle now. He's in the middle. Clear low.
Almost just past the start finish line to let that thing roll in the corner. Get on the
2 outside. 1 outside at your door. Bumper clear. All clear.
In the middle of 1 and 2, and Kyle Busch, smart piece of driving there as he backed out.
Still there, the 7 at your door. There you go. One good corner here at your door. By himself up there. At your door. Still there at your bumper clear. All clear.
They just get kind of bottlenecked up right there and no place to
go.
Good
job, man. Nobody coming here. Right back in your rhythm.
Lose a lot of spots.
And what was amazing is they're fighting for the concrete there. As you can see, that's asphalt, the upper 2 grooves. You don't want to get up there because there's a lot of rubber up there that'll get on your tires, make you think you got a flat. They were fighting for those 3 spots on the concrete.
We're going to take a minute to have a hot dog, or 2 or 3, and let you folks enjoy the sounds of speed here on Fox. Let's crank it up.
There you go. You're looking real good, man. Keep doing that.
Denny Hamlin and Kurt Busch found the track wasn't quite wide enough for both of them there.
Well, Hamlin's putting pressure on Busch, and he tried to get back on the throttle back here off turn 4 and jump sideways on him, open the outside up for Denny Hamlin.
Runs good. Man, get tight. It's starting to wear it out.
He's going to try to take advantage of Denny
Hamlin. Starting to fly to left front where it won't come back down the racetrack and make those kind of runs anymore.
It's real easy to bust the rear end loose.
Joe Nemechek has taken his unsponsored Toyota to the garage. He'll finish 40th today. Jeff Gordon remains out front in the goodies. Fast Relief 500.
Still clear by 2 over the 12.
You know, the beer you choose says a lot about you. You want friendly, not pretentious, classic, never trendy. You want a real American beauty.
Are you talking about the Budweiser or me?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, take my hand and come with me because you look so fine that I really want to make you mine.
Carol, when you replaced Casual Friday with Nordic Tuesday, was it really for fun or
to save money on heat.
Why don't you think Nordic Tuesday's fun?
Oh, no. It's fun.
You know, if you're trying to cut costs, FedEx can help. We've got express options, fast ground and freight service. You could save money and keep the heat on.
Great idea.
That is a great idea.
Well, if Nordic Tuesday wasn't so much fun.
We understand you need to save money. FedEx.
So for my friends and family, I'm choosing my head coach, Pete. And my nutrition coach, and my strength coach.
Get down to it today, Coach!
And Coach Pete's home number. And this guy.
It's Gilbert. He's English tutor.
So now I can call him no matter what network you're on?
Without using your minutes.
Sweet! Get friends and family. Unlimited calling to the out-of-network numbers you call most, plus over 80 million in Verizon Wireless. And now get a touchscreen Crave for just $49.99.
Working on Carl's signature move was not going well.
Oh, dude.
Then we were eating Subway sandwiches, and that was it. He's been doing it ever since.
Nothing fuels Carl Edwards like a sweet onion chicken teriyaki. The flavor he wants, the fuel he needs.
Subway. Eat fresh.
What project you working on today?
This.
We can help you with that.
Thanks. I'm just starting out, so I'm kind of on a budget.
We're good with budgets. You'll need one of these, at least. Pit crew.
Okay.
Crew chief.
Cool.
Read this. And you'll need an owner. I recommend this one.
What about fans?
What do you say we start with 300,000 and go from there?
Whoa.
Helping people do more than they ever thought possible. That's the power of the Home Depot.
There's 3 reasons why American Idol is #1. The talent, the judges, and most of all, you.
Anything can happen on this show.
American Idol, the top 9 perform Tuesday on Fox.
Check out the NASCAR.com Superstore for the largest selection of officially licensed new NASCAR driver gear for 2009. New year, new gear. Only at the NASCAR.com Superstore.
NASCAR Sprint Cup Racing on Fox, built by the Home Depot, is sponsored by Budweiser. Reach for the perfect balance of flavor and refreshment. Budweiser, the great American lager.
There you go, man. You're doing awesome here. Keep it up.
Jeff Gordon has now led 100 of 113 laps. There's his lead over Denny Hamlin. It stands at 1.4 seconds. Clint Boyer, Tony Stewart, Kurt Busch are the top 5. When we last saw Dale Earnhardt Jr., he was trying to recover from a long pit stop for adjustments. Those adjustments have paid off. He just passed Marcus Ambrose in the 47 to move up to 9th.
Well, they definitely have overcome that pit stop where they had all the problems, but that was the last pit stop they had. They've actually stayed out the last 2 cautions, getting that track position.
Matt?
Mike, when they had their team meeting on Wednesday for 3 hours, one piece that they really wanted to work on was better communications as far as being descriptive back and forth from the driver to the crew chief on what the car is doing and how to fix it.
There you go, clear by 4, clear by 4.
This race, Junior, very descriptive of what his car is doing. He says it is getting better, but after about 10 laps, it starts to slide the nose. He was telling Tony Jr., breaking it down almost through the corner, exactly what that car is doing. Running in the top 10, running well, but they still need to work on this car, free it up a little more.
Well, that's something that he needs to learn from Jimmy Johnson particularly. He and Chad Knaus, the way they break a corner down. Entrance, middle, right here, right there. I mean, about 5 or 6 points through a turn that Jimmy gives to Chad to help him make those adjustments.
Yeah, in practice, Jimmy actually fills a form out that shows the entire racetrack.
There you go, man. Keep it up there. You'll get both these guys. There you go, man. Keep it up there. You'll get both these guys.
Pulling up on Jeff Burton. This will be for 8th place. How about Burton, Krista?
Well, Mike, Jeff Burton also choosing track position over tires. He has only come in 1 time, and that is because his car is very good on the long runs. All he's really said is he still needs it to turn just a little bit better.
I just heard Tony Jr. call Dale Jr. Daddy-O. Now, that's old school right there.
Wow.
When's the last time somebody said Daddy-O?
About 1959.
Yeah. Now, if he starts calling him Cat Daddy here in a little while, we can know he's making some progress.
Now, Jeff Gordon has led 106 laps, almost all of this race. He's only not led 13 laps, and most of those were under caution. So how does he keep up with what everybody else is doing with exchanges like this?
Looking real good. We kind of just got to stick with our strategy. You know, those guys keep trying to get us upside down back there. Hopefully it'll run long enough here that it'll all even out.
Making any games through there?
No. People that come pit, all they do is tear their stuff up, man. Nobody's moving up through there like making anything happen.
And basically what he's saying is those guys are coming in getting tires, but they're not going anywhere. So don't let those guys coming in getting tires affect our game plan.
The top 12 cars, they have not been to pit road since
You're clear by 7 over the 99. He's the only thing coming there.
Martin in the 5 car, his teammate, he's one guy that did pit on that last caution that's making hay with those 4 fresh tires. And then the guy right in front of him, David Streamy in the 12, he was last on pit road on the 3rd caution at lap 71. So that's 2 cars that have made advantages out of coming to pit road.
Jimmy Johnson finding himself a long way back at 125 laps.
Still clear by 2, no pressure behind the 99, clear by 1. Inside, by himself there, clear behind him. All clear, good job. He did pit that last time, he got a little bit newer tires.
Jack Canals just asking for patience.
Well, and I think the patience he's asking for is what Darrell pointed out a while ago. This racetrack is going to change. I'm already starting to see the corners turn much blacker with rubber than they were when this race started.
And one of the things that's kind of worrying me a little bit, people keep talking about Little Rock and going to Little Rock.
It's just now starting to spin the tires a little bit.
That might be all right.
And it still slides the nose into center. Right here, and it starts to spin the tires a little bit.
They're comparing apples to apples.
And I think Jimmy Johnson actually told us that on Friday. He said, if you're going down there to A-B things, great. Don't go down there to fine-tune for Martinsville.
It still feels kind of snug off, but, you know, just as where you're getting some wear on tear on the tires and starting to show.
And that means that Matt Kenseth will no longer be the first car or only car 1 lap down.
I'm just watching that 24 car and the 11 and the 33. Those first 3 cars, their separation has remained the same. But I also believe that Jeff Gordon is kind of keeping an eye on that rear view mirror and keeping that little gap between he and the 11 car. I don't think you'll know how good that 24 is until you have to know. Uh-oh, we got a car up into the wall.
It is Gilliland, David Gilliland,
California driver. Got a tire down.
He gets away and we'll try to, he gets to the bottom so he can come around to pit road for that right front.
I'm going to slow in on the bottom down here in 1.
71 is slow on the bottom. I figure clear by 4 over the 44.
Get to the bottom. He was hoping for a caution.
Jeff Gordon
clear by
beginning
5,
to get
clear
into
by
lap
5,
traffic.
clear by
We're
8.
a quarter of the way in Martinsville.
Enter door, enter bumper, still there, clear. Good job.
NASCAR Hotpass is brought to you by NASCAR Kart Racing from EA Sports, in stores now.
What your engine feels, you feel. And when it's running clean, you feel it. Which is why we developed full synthetic Pennzoil Platinum with active cleansing agents to clean out up to 46% of sludge in the first oil change. That's 3 times better than the leading conventional oil. Pennzoil Platinum Motor Oil. Our ultimate clean for your ultimate feeling. Not just oil, Pennzoil.
I can't believe I'm beating Billie Jean King.
You're not beating me. In fact, you haven't even got a serve in.
Okay. You might want to take a gander at the scoreboard. Whoa. What's with the Geico sign, Billie Jean?
They're sponsoring all this.
I get it. I quit, but I get it. Oh, look at that's hilarious.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
The course. The players. The drama. The Masters. Get ready for this year's tournament with an exclusive look back at the 2008 Masters highlights. Premieres March 31st on the 101 Network, only on DirecTV.
brought to you by Pennzoil Platinum Full Synthetic. Our ultimate clean, your ultimate feeling.
Bioweapon has been released.
There's no cure.
And its first victim.
Good job, man. He's real good on the bottom there. Follow him up there.
All new 24. Your discretion advised. Tomorrow at 9/8 Central on.
Caution's out. Caution is out. Got two up, stopped up high and one. No rolling now. Caution is out.
Grabs the lead from Jeff Gordon, but the caution, I think, was already out for
It was.
Robbie Gordon.
Still rolling the center, slides the nose.
Number 2.
Forward bike
David
starting to
Reagan
get a
and
little
Robbie Gordon
hippie.
coming together, 6 and 7.
In the gas, up
Jeff
to the
Gordon
wall,
retains
out
the
to the wall.
lead.
It's sort of
While
tight
we
still.
were away, another driver had a right front tire go down. That was Eric Almirola. More on that in a bit. David Gilliland has also gone laps down, and Gordon has now taken on 5th in the all-time list of lap leaders at Martinsville Speedway. He passes Fred Lorenzen and now stands behind.
Pit road is going to be open this time there. Caution car is just off too. Stay caught up there.
On the all-time list
brake blowers
of
off,
lap
turn on
leaders
both
here.
batteries.
Now, pit road is closed right now. They actually just opened it up. I'm sure all the leaders will be to pit road, including Jeff Gordon.
44 is going to keep on coming. 44 is going to keep on coming. 4300 first gear at the yellow line up here. Right here.
And again, Matt Kenseth does not get the free pass. It goes to Scott Riggs, who was just lapped by the leader before the caution.
10 away.
Matt.
33
Here,
aboard.
bud,
These
5.
guys
Come
on
on,
the
come
wall
on, come on,
waiting
right
for
here,
him to
come on.
come in. Slight chassis
Right there.
adjustment as he enters third. Still a little snug off. They're going to make an air pressure change on both left side tires. Krista.
Tony Stewart saying he had about 2/3 of a good run. They had planned on making an air pressure adjustment.
Go hard to that 18. Go hard, 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 hard.
Put 300 to the there, pit road.
He is up front.
No pressure there. 4300. 4300. No pressure at all.
It was close.
All the way to the line right here. There you go. Good job.
One driver who got caught in the pits was the number 1 of Martin Truex. He had to back up to get around the car parked in front of him, which was Ryan Newman. Our scoring shows
Good stop,
Jeff
guys.
Gordon.
Yeah, good work there.
And too fast entering the pits, Martin Truex and Kyle Busch. They will go to the tail end of the longest line for the restart. 2 drivers had unscheduled stops for right front tires going down, David Gilliland and Eric Almirola. Were those tires cut, or did they have a problem overheating the bead? Jeff Gordon, yeah, him too. Not Jeff Gordon. Jeff Hammond can tell us more in today's State Farm Safety Report.
At Martinsville, it's always about the brakes. You see how we cool them, trying to keep these 1100-degree rotors as cool as possible to keep from boiling the fluid, losing the brakes entirely. Well, there's another part that we've got to try to keep cool. We try to blow air up through these hoses to the bead of the tire. That's right, inside the rim where all the heat is coming up through and radiating, you cannot afford to have a failure with the bead. You have a flat tire that way, you may lose a race car, and I'm not blowing hot air when it comes to that.
Thanks, Jeff. Let's have a look at what put us under caution for the 5th time here today. David Reagan, the 6, Robbie Gordon, the 7. That's Gordon ahead, the yellow car.
I mean, we are going green next time by there.
Robbie's tire went
cars
down.
in,
He
they're
just
coming
shot
here.
up
They're
into
showing
the
a front
6
stretch.
car.
Just leave a lane
I
on the bottom.
just trying to stop from laughing from
The
him.
8 car up there is a lap down. That's the 5, the 00, 31 in your mirror. Good job, man. Where we need to be now. Did good that run.
We'll save it for during commercial. We'll send him a
All right,
Martinsville
let's
hot
go to
dog.
1 battery and let's get them people.
Ready to go with our Clareton Clear to Drive restart. Get Clareton clear.
All right, I'll call the green and I'll watch it in front of you.
You know, one thing that really helped Denny Hamlin's pit stop, he's pitted
All
over
right,
there in
get
the
ready.
corner, but that 71
Get ready, crank the
car
green.
of
All
David
clear in front of
Gilliland
you.
is pitting
Outside
in front
lane
of him.
moving.
He
Slow
was
cars
right
on the
there.
bottom.
He's not
Get the
gonna
5,
lose
3
laps.
back
That
there.
really
No
helped their
pressure
pit
from the
stop.
5. Still 1 back.
Looks like Hamlin's got maybe a little bit better car on the long run there. He chased Jeff down.
Inside of 34, the 5 still 1 back.
Caution came out. We'll see if they made some more adjustments and picked him up a little on this short haul here.
There you go. It's your door. It's your bumper. Still there. Still inside. Still there. It's your door.
Pit road. That kind of evened everybody out.
It's
Everybody
your bumper.
pitted
It's your
that
door.
top of
It's your
the tire
door.
and
Bumper
through.
clear. Good job.
Carl Edwards trying to clear Gilliland and Matt Kenseth, who just can't be in the right position for the caution.
There you go, man. Look real good there. Clear by 3.
But Long way to go. 355 laps left to run here at Martinsville.
And when you're leading a race here like Jeff Gordon is, it is so much easier on the car, on the brakes. You're getting plenty of air to your brakes, keep them cool. You can back off, let it roll down in the corner. Now Hamlin on the other
29
hand,
there,
he's
still
going
got
to
the 5-3 back.
to try to get a nose up there under Jeff and let him know he's there. And he's going to use up a lot more car doing that.
Got the 5 right with you there now. 17 is a couple laps down still.
Tony Stewart in that 14 car, he just muscled that 3rd spot away from Kurt Busch in the 2. Just drove by him and drove away from him.
There you go. Inside by himself. Enter door. Still there. Enter door.
Now Clint Boyer came into the
Enter
pits
bumper clear.
in 3rd
Trying
place.
to use you up there. Clear by 3 over the 5.
About 12th. Here's why. Dropped a lug nut.
Yep, saw it flying through there. I'm surprised he doesn't have one on his glove or one in his mouth or somewhere.
And then a little hard getting out of the pits alongside Allmendinger.
Good thing the 18 had his right side tires already changed.
Yeah. Boyer's now 12th.
Yeah, we see more cars beating and banging on pit road almost here at Martinsville than we do on the racetrack. See right there, lost 11 spots. They're precious seconds when you're sitting on the jack on pit road.
I'm watching the lap times of those first 2 cars, the 24 and the 11. They're matching lap times pretty close, but they're also running about 3 or 4 tenths quicker right now than they were before the caution came out.
Clear by
Denny
7 over the
Hamlin
5.
has
Slow
not
car
led
head on the
a lap
outside at
today.
71.
That's about to change.
But he's getting in the corner so good, and the car still turns.
Enter door. Still there. Enter door. Enter door.
Well, Jeff showed me the
Still
brake
enter
package
door.
that they're
Still
running
there.
on
Enter
all
bumper.
the Gibbs
Enter
cars
bumper
this
clear.
weekend, Larry. I don't think I've ever seen anything quite as a work of art as the brakes that they have on these
Go, man, nice
Gibbs
and
cars
smooth.
this weekend. Unbelievable.
And they're taking advantage of it, at least for right now.
But right now, that 11 car is using max brakes. He's not getting a lot of air to the brakes, and he's using a lot of brakes, blowing that thing up, getting in the corner.
You think you're going to sit there and worry and harass Jeff Gordon till he makes a mistake? You've got a long wait.
He will be pretty flawless around this half-mile racetrack.
And what he does to you, I've seen it for years, he'll get the 11 car to the point where he'll say, okay, I can't get by you, so I'm just going to have to follow you.
But what's happening, and Darrell, you mentioned it earlier, Jeff Gordon's getting off the corner better than the 11. The 11's getting in there better, maybe through the middle, but right there, look, he'll pull him about a car length on the exit of the corner, which carries all the way down the straightaway.
Hamlin just needs to back off, quit driving in so hard.
Juan Montoya got a little tired of John Andretti down in turn number 2, moved Andretti out of the groove, no caution. Just pushed him up
Still
the
clear by
racetrack
10
and
over
moved
the
that
5.
car out of the way.
This is one of those tracks, as I watch these 2 cars, where you can slow yourself down just ever so slightly and go a lot faster.
Montoya and Stremme racing hard, trying to stay with Jimmy Johnson when John Andretti comes almost to a halt in the middle of the corner, and
outside
Montoya's
clear.
momentum carries him into Andretti harmlessly up the racetrack.
Carl Edwards may have a problem.
And you know, he just had made his way to the top 5. They were way off when this race started and fell way back. Now he had worked his way back up, but he's lost a couple of spots. Here comes a battle for the lead. Denny Hamlin finally got to the inside of Jeff Gordon in the 24. Watch Hamlin drive it down into turn 1 here, though.
Yeah, and also don't look back, but there's another car, a red car, coming in the picture that looks awfully strong as well.
Oh, Tony Stewart's loving these guys running side by side.
If Gordon doesn't tuck in line, Stewart will be the 2nd place car.
Whoa! Now that's one thing Tony Stewart will do. He will tell you he's there.
Jeff almost waited too late to get to the bottom.
Toyota top performers at this point in the race. 157 laps in.
Still clear by 12. You're driving away. Slow car ahead of the 29. That 8 car is a lap down.
Jeff Gordon has dominated to this point. Denny Hamlin goes to the front. Can he pull away?
Okay, so you're driving up to the lake for the weekend when suddenly a big boat pulls up next to you and you notice, hey, it's yours. That's when it occurs to you that while having a lot of towing power is nice, a little control to go with it would be great too. Enter the all-new 09 F-150. It's got the most towing and now an advanced trailer sway control system. And guess what? It's standard. Anchors away, baby. It's not just a new truck. It's the 2009 Motor Trend Truck of the Year.
Who's up for charades? We are.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Games on DirecTV in like 10 minutes. Check it out. I can easily set my home DVR right from here. Hey, can you feel this?
Set your home DVR from any cell phone or computer. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
What do you think the fastest time a pit crew's changed a tire?
I'd say about an hour faster than this, Yahoo.
You want to change it? Or would this interfere with your spa time?
Where do NASCAR fans get answers? Ask.com, the official search engine of NASCAR.
Ice cream. How you doing? Hello.
Wow, look at all these different colors.
You want green? Cool. Thank you.
Ready?
There you go.
Oh, wait. There's no stick. The stick so they can hold on to the stick?
Do we have the sticks or? No. Yeah,
So
but
you just touched my money and you've touched this.
Yeah, but you can eat the part that you touched. You can eat it in the shade. It won't melt as fast.
Yeah, right. Thanks.
Bye.
Is it round?
No.
Is it an egg?
No.
Can you eat it?
No.
Is it round?
Are you serious?
That's 20, guys. Oh. All right, Mike. I'm thinking of something.
Is it small?
Yes.
Is it a brake caliper piston actuating screw?
Yes.
Of course it is.
If I had car part logos on me, I'd know that.
Nobody knows parts like Napa, and we've been proving it for over 80 years. Napa, get the good stuff.
Here, Daddy.
Sweet pea.
Switch to the network with the best coverage worldwide. AT&T.
Buy an LG View for $49.99 after mail-in rebate and get one free after mail-in rebate.
NASCAR Sprint Cup Racing, built by the Home Depot, is sponsored by Ask.com. Where do NASCAR fans get answers? Ask.com, the official search engine of NASCAR.
There you go, man. You found a little bit right here. Good job.
Get the good stuff. And by AT&T, your world delivered.
Denny Hamlin has led the last 11 laps of this race, taking over for Jeff Gordon, who led 141. Gordon now under fire from Tony Stewart for second. Here's a question from Ask.com, official search engine of NASCAR. When did the Busch brothers last win back-to-back races? The answer is at Ask.com, where you can enter the Ask.com NASCAR Challenge for a chance to win daily prizes and a trip to Talladega.
You know, Larry, we watched these first three guys, the 11, the 24, and the 14. They got the two back there, not too far behind this little group right here is the 29 of Kevin Harvick. But the 88 car, who has been mostly at the rear of the field, all of a sudden is working his way up here to the top 5.
He's got a good race car. You know, he's led the most laps in the last 2 spring races here. Just didn't go to victory lane with that 88 or the 8 2 years ago.
The thing is really rolling the center well. I've been watching him, and he really gets through the center of the corner, and that's something drivers really complain about here. I think he's got that part down pat.
Now, is Denny Hamlin just that much quicker than Jeff Gordon, or is Gordon starting to back up as he deals with Tony Stewart here for second place? We listened in on the 24 team just before Hamlin passed him for the lead.
If I do let him go, I'm going to let him know it, because if he touches me again, I'm going to knock his head off.
Don't you just love this place?
See, Jeff don't like for you to bump around on him. It just doesn't go over well with him, because he generally doesn't do that to people.
I think he should have paid closer attention, though, to Jeff Hammond in the pre-race. Patience, patience, patience now.
What's the mood down there, Dick?
Well, in Jeff Gordon's pit, the mood's not too good because the car has gone way tight, particularly from entry to the middle of the corner. And just before he had his conversation about his fellow competitor, Gordon said that the car is nowhere near as good as it was at the beginning of the race. So they should be able to adjust it and get him back to where he was.
And that's what we expected. Where are we here? We're 172 laps. We said around 150 laps, this track would go through a dramatic change, Some of those guys have already made the adjustments. Some have put spring rubbers in. Some have made some air pressure adjustments. I don't know if they did that on the 24 or not. Maybe not.
And I think it will go through one more major transition. You'll start to almost see rubber build up at the bottom of the race.
Door, bumper clear, all clear.
Probably with about 150 to 200 laps to go.
Well, remember Letarte said we're not going to listen. You know, I'm paying
there you go, man. Good job there. Worked hard for that. Doing awesome.
We'll see. Now, Dale Earnhardt Jr. has moved past Kevin Harvick, so Jr. is up in the top 5. Used to be you'd run passenger car brakes here with bigger pads, but Jeff Hammond, my, how things have changed in the braking department.
It really has, Mike, and we've been talking about the Gibbs Racing organization and how
really good corner there is awesome.
Package this time by Ray Bestis. This is what these guys have got on those cars right at the moment. Ray Bestis brakes in conjunction with Alcon have come up with this new package. This is the first time that they're running it here in a competition in Martinsville. Now, they've run it a lot during the off-season at other racetracks, but everybody knows this is the ultimate test that you go through when it comes to brakes. And the biggest difference has to be, look at the comparison. This is a front caliper compared to the last
72 to an 80 there in front of you. You'll get him here to come a lap.
On both front as well as rear, this is the lightest as well as has the biggest rotor surface and brake pad surface of anybody out there racing
today.
Nice
food, man. A little bit at a time.
Really charge the corner, be aggressive, and we're going to find out whether or not they've got the best brakes in the business by the end of this race. So far, they're looking pretty sporty.
They really are, Jeff. Larry, I looked at that package. I don't know how they get all that inside the wheel. It's amazing how much stuff they have packed inside the wheels, and those brakes are unbelievable. They pay more for a set of brakes for one wheel than we used to pay for all 4 wheels.
And that's the limitations on the brakes on a Sprint Cup Series car, is how much room you have there. But when I look at all the things that has changed on our race cars racing here at Martinsville, the guys probably are not making that much more power than they did 2 or 3 years ago. We know the aerodynamics on this car versus our old car probably a little worse. Where did the gains come from? Brakes.
Right. This is one area that NASCAR and Formula One have in common, limiting the diameter of the wheel to control the brake technology. Formula One still runs a 13-inch diameter wheel. NASCAR runs the same 15-inch diameter wheel that came on the 1965 Ford Galaxy.
I think they're looking hard at changing that, though. I think Goodyear is in the process of maybe trying to develop a different tire size for Cup cars. We've been running this same wheel since the series, since NASCAR racing started. It's probably the only thing on the car we haven't changed.
You know, Darrell,
there you go, man, doing awesome here. Those next 3 cars in front of you are all for position.
Maybe the most improved team from 2008. When I look at that 44 car, I think that may be the most improved driver going into 2009. A.J. Allmendinger comes in here 16th in the points. He's in the top 35, and he's cracking on the door of the top 10. In fact, that moves him to the top 10 as he goes by Jeff Burton.
And keep in mind, at the start of the season, he just barely had a ride. They said, we're going to run a few races and see what we can put together. He didn't even have a full season commitment.
They just finally got sponsorship put in place to run him at least through the end of May, looking for more to keep running this car full time.
Well, a performance is an indicator. They should get it, Matt.
There you go, outside the 41 there. Still there, at your door, and your bumper clear.
And it's showing 17th or better in 3 of 5 races this year. On the grid, I asked him, of your habits, what's the one that concerns you the most here at Martinsville on this short track? He says simply, my style is to overdrive, barrel it into the corner, and I've got to watch that here at Martinsville. And then he jokingly turned to Sammy Johns.
Got to slow one up high off of 2 there, slow one up high, stay low here off the corner. He's up on the wall there. He's digging the 19 car, I'll say high, go high, go high, go high. All clear.
10 times.
Well, that's the. Whoa! Did you see what happened there with the car trying to 19? Elliott Sadler trying to get to pit road, and it really hindered Jeff Gordon. He was right in front of him.
No caution, as Sadler appeared to cut down a tire in 2.
That's another right front, and you got to believe that's brake heat causing those right fronts to go down like that.
That's the downside of bigger, better brakes. It's normally more heat.
You know the other downside, when I look at those great big brakes, who's going to use those brakes? The driver. And I'm going to tell you something. You end up using both legs, both feet here.
Another slow one up high off of 2. Another slow one up high there. Same spot this time. Same
next
spot.
verse, Joey Logano.
Got the 20 car up high here. He's still up high. He's up to go high, go high, go high again. All clear.
Squeezed in there.
Right in front of Jeff Gordon again.
All your green lights.
Now here's the other component.
Sorry about that.
Nobody coming here, little by little. Nobody coming.
Real quickly. Watch all your green lights on pit road. That's his lights on his dash to tell him he's at pit road speed.
Okay. The other component is NASCAR continues to run steel wheels, not the alloy wheels in other racing series. That's because when you bump the wall, a steel wheel will bend and hold the bead, whereas alloy wheels tend to explode. That would create a much bigger problem, but steel wheels conduct a lot of heat.
When my allergies hit, I've got a great new way to hit back. I get Claritin Clear with new Claritin liquid gels, the first and only non-drowsy allergy medicine with pure liquid power. Claritin liquid gels release a wave of non-drowsy relief for my itchy, watery eyes, sneezing, and runny nose. For powerful relief I can depend on. Claritin liquid gels. It's a great new way to live Claritin Clear.
What your engine feels, you feel. And when it's running clean, you feel it. That's why Pennzoil Motor Oil is specially formulated to clean out up to 15% of sludge in the first oil change. And a cleaner engine just feels better. So change with
Cobalt tools are so tough you'll never have to stop working.
Hey, dude.
What are you doing down there, Jimmy?
Yeah, what are you doing down there, Jimmy?
Pipe fitting, guys.
Cobalt, the next generation of tough tools. Available exclusively at Lowe's.
Welcome, everybody, to the Wakeboard Challenge. Here comes our first run.
Coming in, heel side 540, nice.
Let's see what Team Fault can do. Check out this guy. Coming in heel side 540. Very nice. Let's check that on the slow-mo. He's got great rotation. It's a rear hand rainbow trout crab. And it looks like he saved a little puppy. I think that's a chihuahua, Tom. Ay, caramba, Jimbo. That's incredible. Fault, all the quench with an extra kick for those who get it done.
And then some.
You sure you want to do this?
This Friday, the fast get furious. Fast and Furious, rated PG-13. Starts Friday.
Major League Baseball is back on Fox. The left coast heats up as the Angels take on David Ortiz and the Red Sox. Or you'll see Chicago rocking as the Twins battle the White Sox. Or we'll take you to St. Louis, where the Astros face off against the Cards. Fox Saturday Baseball returns April 11th in HD, 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific.
Closing in on 200 laps, 40% distance in NASCAR Sprint Cup racing for Martinsville, built by the Home Depot. Denny Hamlin, the race leader.
Clear by 7 over the 99
for 42 laps as Eric Almirola has another right front tire go flat. This is his second unscheduled stop.
Yeah. Now we're getting confirmation that this is not the tire actually going flat on the tread, that they are cooking the beads that we were talking about with Jeff Hammond a while ago. But if you notice, it's normally cars that are running at the back of the pack that maybe have handling issues because you'll use more brake when your car's not driving good.
Yeah, and if you notice, it's a right front. And that was one of my points about, I don't know how they pack all that stuff inside that wheel. There's no room in there for air. I mean, those things are just packed in there as tight as you can get them. It just holds that heat in there and cooks the tire.
Remember the old playground game? Well, they still play it. It's an old game, but they still play it. Dodgeball. Watch the 24 of Jeff Gordon as two of these cars that had tire problems
So clear by 2 there, runs right along the bottom there. Clear by 1.
Cuts right in front of Jeff Gordon to try to get
Inside,
to the 1 and
inside,
only
at your
entrance to pit
bumper.
road
Clear.
at turn 3.
Got a pretty big hole behind
And
him
then
there.
not long after,
Inside,
here comes Gordon
inside, be
again
clear behind
as
him.
Joey Logano needs to get to pit road right in front of
All
Jeff
clear
Gordon.
behind him.
Yeah, I was looking where Jeff Gordon was when Eric Almirola was trying to get there, but he wasn't nowhere near him.
And in both cases, Kurt Busch gave Gordon enough room to get slowed up, and they still run just about a car length or two apart.
Just saw David Gilliland in the 71 car. That's a car that had a right front issue earlier, and he may have another one on that car.
You know,
two for Almirola, 2 for Gilliland.
Another thing that's adding to this problem to some degree, the rubber is starting to build up in the middle of the turns here. It's what I call the Martinsville rash. It just kind of bumps, rubber, big clods of rubber build up, and that's what all that right in there is. And when your car hits that, it slips. But it'll actually make the car slide to right front. If you've already got that thing hot and cooking, you slide it across those bumps, it blows it out.
I've been watching Juan Pablo Montoya, who, as we mentioned, 7 Formula One wins. Now he's a NASCAR regular. Watch his line,
there, no pressure.
He's adopted a classic road race line. Late entry into the corner.
Entry door, still there, enter door. Enter bumper, clear.
Kyle Busch is up to the wall in turn 1.
Keep corner. Watch this 11.
I don't think he hit it.
No, he didn't.
Get what you can.
He didn't hit the wall, but he almost got run over.
Be ready, boys.
He's shredded to right front.
I just think all that brake heat is, I mean, obviously that's what we're having issues with here.
Now, Kyle was really having to step it up because his teammate, Denny Hamlin, was not that far behind him from putting him a lap down. You can see right there the car just goes straight. That's about as close as you can come to hitting the wall, but not actually hit it.
And of course, here at Martinsville, we don't, on a short track like this, we don't run an interliner. So you, when you cut a tire down, you're right down on the rim.
We've got a few wheel marks on the right side, but I don't believe he scraped the wall there.
Sure doesn't look like it. Right front.
Starting to get a little slick on the right rear, although the car still needs to cut better in the center. It's just
going to go at least 2 and maybe 3 laps.
Blowing the right rear tire up, not the right front.
What these cars that are having these problems,
we're doing good. We slowed it down by 20 laps. It was 45 on last time, and you said it started getting slick. Now we're at lap 65, so you're doing real good.
That's the spot right up there. Set it down. Good job. Wants a beer. Grab me a beer. That's what I'm talking about. Incredible game.
The world's hottest sport meets the world's most refreshing beer. Frost Brewed Coors Light, the official beer of NASCAR.
A car that keeps pace with you. Because you're more than one thing. And so is Venza.
Carol, when you replaced Casual Friday with Nordic Tuesday, was it really for fun or to save money on heat?
Why, don't you think Nordic Tuesday's fun?
Oh, no. It's fun.
You know, if you're trying to cut costs, FedEx can help. We've got express options, fast ground and freight service. You could save money and keep the heat on.
Great idea.
That is a great idea.
Well, if Nordic Tuesday wasn't so much fun.
We understand you need to save money. FedEx.
I absolutely love playing badminton. Aleve makes me pain-free, so I can move on the court.
Only 2 Aleve can stop pain all day. That would take twice as many Advil or 4 times as many Tylenol.
With Aleve, I'll never stop playing badminton.
We live in a mobile society. Our customers can access the internet at 3G speed almost anywhere today. But some people are still tethered to their home or office when they don't need to be. Wireless is more than just a word. It's a way of living.
Try America's most dependable 3G network with Simply Everything Plus mobile broadband. You get wireless 3G for your laptop and unlimited email, web, and talk for your phone. Cut the cord and save $599 a year.
I'm working from the road today.
NASCAR thunders into the Lone Star State. Next Sunday, 1:30 Eastern, 10:30 Pacific, only on Fox.
NASCAR Sprint Cup Racing on Fox, built by the Home Depot, is sponsored by FedEx Racing. We understand every day is race day. By Toyota, moving forward. And by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
Denny Hamlin leads Tony Stewart by 1.1 seconds. Jeff Gordon.
There you go.
Busch,
Outside.
Edwards has moved up
Still there.
into the
Enter
top
door.
five.
Enter door. Still there. Still at your door there. Still there. Still at your door. Enter door. Enter bumper. Still there. Still there. Still outside there.
Leads the Cactus League.
Still there. Clear.
Baseball. Fox Saturday Baseball Game of the Week, or you'll see the Twins battle the White Sox or the Astros against the Cards. Great matchups in high definition, only on Fox. Check your local listings for the game and start time in your area.
Here's a guy right here that's been coming to the front. I mean, just quietly and slowly picking them off one at a time. That's 99 car, Carl Edwards. He just got around Dale Jr. Carl's got a really good car right now on the long run. His car looks really good, and he's getting up off a corner straight. He's coming to the front.
Yeah, he started 5th by virtue of the way the field was set when qualifying got rained out. He fell out of the top 10 early, but has worked his way back in there.
Buddy, race that racetrack.
Now that's the only Ford in the top 10. The next one is Jamie McMurray in 15th. Right behind him, Dale Earnhardt Jr. Here's Matt.
Dale Jr. was 2nd last fall, Mike. Right now he currently runs in the 6th position. Dale Jr. says he needs a little bit more free.
There you go. Really good corner.
Center of the corner without losing any of the forward bite. Just more information for Tony Jr. to dissect on top of the pit box when they hit pit road the next time, what direction they want to go next. But currently making big headway on this 88 machine.
And that's a tightrope because you don't want to hurt that grip off the corner. That's what launches you down that straightaway. But as we've seen a lot of cars that are good, you've got to rotate and roll through the middle.
Yeah, that's probably the worst thing a crew chief could hear, because if you fix his complaint, it's going to create another one. So you got to look at the options here. What's the lesser of the evils?
Carl Edwards, the 99, he's going to pull to the inside of Kurt Busch in a 2. This would be a battle for 4th, but Kurt will fight back on the high side.
I think he'll let him go. Carl's car is really, really good right now. It's coming through the middle of the corner. He gets great forward bite right here up off the corner.
And on the right, the battle for 10th is Allmendinger and Rudeman.
Still there. Enter door. Enter door. Still there. Enter door. Enter bumper. Still there. Clear.
You know, people ask me about David Rudeman and can he stay in the top 12. I have been so impressed with the job that he and his
There
team
you go, man.
are
Hit
doing.
your marks just like you were before. Already clear by 3.
Yeah, I think they can stay in the top 12. They're that good.
Seems to be running well at all types of racetracks. Brian Vickers in the 83, he's going to take that position away, and you can about bet that 48 car, they may have gotten off, but they will be a player, I think, before the day's out, Steve.
And Larry Mack, they are starting to make some progress. Jimmy restarted 25th way back on lap 95. They are saying that the car, Jimmy is saying the car's still a little bit tight, but Larry, they are making progress.
Catch up on some other folks as Tony Stewart and Jeff Gordon battle for that 2nd spot. Gordon takes it back. Let's get word from Tony's pit. Krista?
Well, Mike, Tony Stewart says the key here is learning how to protect his car. He said it's a suit of armor, but here's the thing. You have to wear it gingerly. As much as it protects, you must be patient. Learning patience basically out of necessity. And isn't this quintessential Tony? He said he didn't want to be patient. He just learned he had to be.
And you learn the hard way sometimes here at Martinsville.
A few other stories we've been watching. Matt Kenseth
You're doing real good. You bug that 99.
To get
real
in the free
fast
pass
right there.
position. He is still 1 lap down as a result of that pit road penalty. Kyle Busch had to come in for a flat tire. And our most recent winner on the tour, it remains 2 laps down after that. And Scott Speed is back on track after spinning into the turn 4 wall, but 71 laps down.
You know how come Tony Stewart has learned to be patient all of a sudden? He's starting to see the virtues of being patient versus owning a team and how much it costs to keep operating it.
We see teammates here. Clint Boyer in the 33. He just went by Kevin Harvick in the 29. And I think what we're seeing now, we're starting to see the handling go away on some cars because we've almost been going 100 laps. Is that what happened to the 29, Matt?
Absolutely, Larry Mack. His last report to his team was the car's a little loose on entry. It's tight rolling through the center. His biggest issue after that, though, he needs a lot more forward bite like so many other drivers. As we're reaching the halfway point of this race, you're hearing more and more guys having issue on exit.
One of those is Juan Montoya. who skated way up toward the turn 2 wall a lap ago. Now he's hung on the outside of Mayfield and Menard, and he's just lost the drive up off the corner. The car not making the transition in mid-corner from brake to throttle.
No, he's spinning the tires almost as he exits the corner. You can see the back end almost hung out like it's on dirt.
And he just lost a lap to our leader, Denny Hamlin. So right now, we have 24 cars on the lead lap, and that's the problem that Matt Kenseth has. You can see Denny Hamlin just keeps putting other cars a lap down.
Boy, I tell you one thing about Juan. When he gets in trouble, when he starts falling back and his car falls off a little bit, he gets a little bit aggressive.
Well, I said last week on Claire Boulang's Sirius show after the race, Montoya for part of that race was a bull, and Bristol was his China show.
I think McMurray would agree with that.
Guys, watch your mics down there. Clear by 12, still driving away.
4 starts here at Martinsville, and he's completed every single lap of those 4 races, but now he is 1 lap down in this race.
18 laps to halfway in the Goodies Fast Relief 500. Denny Hamlin took the lead, and he's done a great job of holding on to it so far.
NASCAR Hotpass is brought to you by Polaris XP Sales Event, going on now until April 30th.
The fastest accelerating, most agile side-by-side in the world. The Red Hot Ranger RZR. Nothing else comes close. Razor sharp performance. See it up close at your local Polaris Ranger dealer.
Never before has the Gecko been captured on film talking about RV insurance.
So, you guys travel a lot. You should go to geico.com and get a free rate quote on RV insurance.
This is truly history in the making.
You can also get a rate quote on motorcycle insurance, ATV insurance, personal watercraft insurance.
Sounds good.
Excuse me, I'm up here.
Geico, saving you money on insurance for your car and the other stuff that moves you.
With phone company DSL, you have the internet. But with Roadrunner High-Speed Online, you have seriously fast internet. The kind of speed that unlocks the potential of the web. I get to have a true connection with people and cultures all over the globe. Sharing with them ideas and experiences none of us will ever forget. Blackjack! Blackjack, baby!
Faster internet, phone company DSL doesn't have it. Time Warner Cable does. Time Warner Cable, the power of you.
The course. The players. The drama. The Masters. Get ready for this year's tournament with an exclusive look back at the 2008 Masters highlights. Premieres March 31st on the 101 Network, only on DirecTV.
Every season is a story where each game counts. With MLB Extra Innings on DirecTV, don't wait for the headlines. Go beyond the home team and follow every team, no matter where you live. Get up to 80 games per week and watch the action unfold as it happens. With the most games in HD, see this story write itself. MLB Extra Innings on DirecTV. Order now and save $20 off the full season price.
You're watching NASCAR Hot Pass, brought to you by Pennzoil Platinum Full Synthetic. Our ultimate clean, your ultimate feeling.
Time for an AT&T race break. NASCAR on Fox, and we're live in Virginia here at Martinsville. Lap 241, and Denny Hamlin, the native Virginian, whose last win was here last year. Your leader ahead of Jeff Gordon. Carl Edwards has moved up to third, followed by Tony Stewart and Dale Earnhardt Jr. With Jeff Hammond, Chris Myers observing the racing so far. And how about inside the top 10? Mark Martin currently running ninth.
And that's where that veteran experience kind of comes into play, Chris. He started way back in the back. He knew how hard he needed to run. Great pick calls, kept him up there where he needed to go. Now he finds himself up there in the 9th position.
That's the ticket right there, man.
He's won 2 races here in the past, so he knows how to get around here.
And Rick Hendrick wanting a decision by July if the full-time ride will continue with Mark Martin.
Enter door, still there, the 14, enter door, bumper clear.
Another guy that just kind of like he won't go away today. I mean, he's started a little bit on the slow side, worked his way up in the top 10, fell back a little bit, but again, they continue to kind of like dog everybody just outside the top 10, trying to get up there to challenge guys like Jimmy Johnson, for example.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. moving up to 4th ahead of Tony Stewart. Now, he started 19th, and we know in the last 2 spring races, even though he hasn't won, Jr. has led the most laps in each of those races.
I know he has, but right now, as I pointed out earlier, the fact I think they may be lacking some components on top of that pit box today so far has been an excellent day for all the right calls, but as this racetrack changes, this is where I think we're going to find out whether or not, you know, all this chitter chatter about Dale Jr. and Tony Stewart Jr., whether they're going to make a difference today. Not the right adjustments right now about halfway through this race.
In the 88 car. Now, Carl Edwards third. He did not practice well. We know qualifying was rained out, but he's still looking for that first win of the year.
Yeah, still looking for that first win of the year, but he's also looking to try to rebound from a really bad race here in the fall. He finished up in the top 10 in the spring race here a year ago, but this is a racetrack I think that worries Carl. He's really been, you know, struggling. It's good to see him kind of up there right now in 3rd place.
Nearing the halfway point, Jeff Gordon running 2nd has led the most laps so far, 141. From your AT&T phone, text the car. And most valuable in this race to 2258. The AT&T Fastest Pit Crew of the Year award delivered by AT&T, the nation.
For this long run, though, I don't think it's too bad.
Let's rejoin.
No, we're pretty good. That's 105 laps right there. You're looking at
you know, Mike, Larry, one of the things that you have to learn when you go to Hendrick Motorsports, you got to buy in to the multi-car team situation. You got to be willing to share information. You got to be willing to listen to your teammates. You got to be willing to do what they say, you know, use their setups, use their strategies. And that takes a little bit of getting used to for a guy that's maybe like Tony Jr. and Dale Jr. who've kind of been out on an island by themselves for a long time. I think they're going to get this thing turned around. I have all the confidence in the world in Rick Hendrick, and he says he knows what the problems are now, and he thinks he can fix them.
But you know the thing that he told you in that pre-race piece that I just love, Darrell, is if you're going to make a move, you've got to have a plan in place. And I think that's what a lot of people don't realize. The fans are saying you need to get rid of Tony Stewart Jr. You need to get rid of him. Okay, fine. Who do you want to put in there?
That's right.
Got to get that worked out as Jimmy Johnson moves up to 8th. Denny Hamlin now leads
Jeff Gordon by 3.5 seconds.
That's hard to do at Martinsville. It is the biggest lead that anybody's enjoyed all day from the start-finish line. Let's show you what that's like. There's the gap. 3.5 seconds. Just about the length of a straightaway here.
Now here's what's interesting. We just crossed the halfway point. 251 laps in the books, 249 to go. Our last caution number 5, was on lap 138. We restarted on 142, so we've been racing well over 100 green flag laps. Remember, my FedEx understanding the race, the trends of the patterns, the average over the last 8 races of a green flag run has been 77 laps here. The longest we've had in those 8 races has been 117.
Better than trying to creep around the bottom.
So we're going to get, I think, another 20 or 25 laps in the green flag pit stops.
Not if Eric Almirola can help it. He's up in turn 4 with another.
Got a slow one up high here in the front stretch. Slow one up high there.
For the 8 car.
Keep digging there. Keep digging. Slow one up high.
You can see right there.
All clear. No caution. No caution. Keep digging.
He's going to squeeze down to the bottom, but it's hard because you got the line of cars coming.
He may have a shot right here after Williams.
Caution's out. Caution's out. Watch that 82 up there. Caution's out. Come on. All clear.
82's down here on this end as well.
6th caution flag of the day.
That was a huge break for Michael Waltrip, the 55, because our leader, Denny Hamlin, was just about to put him a lap down. Real close.
David Stremme should be the recipient of the free pass. Boy, there's not much left to the back of Scott Speed's car after he drove an inspired race to hang with the leaders after not pitting at lap 43 with most of them, and he got turned into the fence, and it's been downhill from there. The right front's down.
I'm not going to say it's a rookie problem, but rookies tend to have more problems here than guys that have raced here a number of times. Rookies have a tendency to use the brakes more than veteran drivers do. So some of these guys, They just don't have the experience to know how to stay off the brakes.
Close, so close here.
Shows that Denny Hamlin had lapped Michael Waltrip just prior to the caution coming out, so Waltrip is the free pass car rather than David Stremme.
They just made Michael actually stop on the back straightaway and let the pace car and the 11 go back by him, which signifies now there you see him a lap down.
Going to
so
keep
he'll
going
get
there.
that free pass.
Now, Michael appeared to be ahead when the caution flag came out, but remember NASCAR has scoring loops at various locations around the track, and when the yellow waves, your position
You'll be
is
clear coming in and clear coming out. We'll get all we can get till that opening. I'll count you down to it.
So once that caution waves, there's no way to improve your position.
But he must be pretty good because
pit road will be open there. We're going to get up with that 99 down here. Make sure you get 2 tires across that commitment line.
Too bad.
All right, go ahead and turn them blowers off, please.
Well, pit road is open, and gosh, it's been a while.
She'll be busy with, I know for sure, all 20 cars that are on the lead lap.
Go, 4,300, keep digging. Come on, 4,300 right there.
Here they come to pit road. Let's begin with Steve.
Well, Mike, as you noted, Jimmy Johnson getting a little bit better now inside the top 10. Chad Canals telling him to turn his brake fans off. They're going to get 4 brand new tires for Jimmy Johnson. His car has gone from tight to snug. That's an improvement.
Come on right here.
One turn in the right rear, Matt.
His teammate, Dale Earnhardt Jr., hits his marks, easy entry, and he'll have an easy exit. There's no car in front. He's currently in the 4th position, so the car was tight earlier, but now neutral, Dick.
Hamlin pits out of the lead. They're going to make a minor track bar adjustment in the car to try to help him get
go hard. Go hard through the wall. Go. Pit road. All the way to right there. 4,300. 4,300. One inside there, the 33. Enter door there. 4,300. Enter door. 4,300. All the way to the line here. 4,300.
You don't want to blow all that brake
there you go.
in the tire changer's eyes.
Good stop,
I'll tell
guys.
you who had an awesome pit stop. Chad Canals in that 48 car, and I think a lot had to do with pit selection.
Pretty sure you're going to be sitting 3rd, right?
We've lowered the price of looking beautiful. We've lowered the price of eating out more often. We've lowered the price of more color. We've lowered over 1,000 prices on the leading brands you use and buy the most, so you can do more with your budget and your spring. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot.
Get the Roundup Weed and Grass Killer Pump and Go at a new lower price of $17.
We only got one room left, but I doubt you'll want it.
Why not?
It's a dead zone. Can't get your calls, your precious emails. It's like you don't even exist.
I've got the Verizon network.
You good? Oh. The towers are kind of scratchy.
For coverage where you need it, get America's largest and most reliable 3G network, Verizon Wireless. Now get the Samsung Omnia smartphone for just $99.99.
For me personally, my allergies, I mean, I cannot touch my eyes. They itch. If I start itching my eyes, scratching them, it's over with. Well, I use Claritin to relieve my allergy symptoms. The greatest thing about Claritin is that it keeps me focused and I don't get drowsy.
Live Claritin Clear. How you guys holding up in this economy?
We're three-economizing with double stacks, junior bacon cheeseburgers, and crispy chicken sandwiches for 99 cents each.
Those were 99 cents?
Yeah, we're getting choice and quality.
While we save money.
So you're doing okay then?
Fantastic.
Never better.
I just bought a small island.
Save money with Threeconomics, featuring the double stack. One of 3 way smarter choices for just 99 cents each.
It's way better than fast food. It's Wendy's.
And here comes Casey Kane making a move on the outside.
He is absolutely dominating. How does he do it?
Approaching left turn in 5 seconds. Another left turn in 2 seconds. Slight congestion ahead. Destination ahead.
And Casey Kane takes the checkered flag.
Left.
You deserve a wedding day that, unlike our children, was planned in advance.
You just made my mustache tingle. Settle down.
Save the date for an all-new Simpsons tonight on Fox.
The Osborne family host Animation Domination this Sunday on Fox.
NASCAR feels like the moment I run, the smaller the pedal gets. And by the end, I'm just smashing up, trying to push a nail.
That's the power of the Home Depot.
I'm thinking that we went through the Jimmy and Jeff style brake pad. on there, but
Under caution for the 6th time today. Excuse me.
What are you doing, Mike?
It's my 3rd hot dog today. And coming off pit road, Denny Hamlin, Jeff Gordon.
Yeah, I'm
Dale
thinking
Earnhardt
maybe
Jr.
the
Here's
pedal.
Chase Ford drive one moment.
Pedal.
Teammates Dale Jarrett and
Be
Ricky
the only thing we
Rudd
need to
battle
look
to the
at.
finish.
Making it a little taller
Jarrett
maybe or something. So
passes
there's more
Rudd with 6
pedal
laps
under
to
on the
go,
bottom
goes
of
on
the
to
foot.
win
And I might look
his
into
only
making
Martinsville
a
win. It came in
special
his
SU
third
just for
start here.
Martinsville and
Most
road
starts
courses.
equal winning at Martinsville for any driver. Ford swept the top 3 spots as Jeff Burton took 3rd. And if you want to win a Ford Fusion, log on to WeRaceUwin.com.
Otherwise, it's been pretty
and
good
see
here.
how.
Mike, speaking of
Just trying
Fords,
to,
I'd like to say hi to Earl
deal with the
Brooks.
car as it
He
changes
used to
throughout
drive the
the
number 26 Ford back in the late 60s, a really good competitor in the Cup Series. I know he's not doing all that great, but Earl, I know you're watching. Get well, buddy, and thanks for watching.
And at Fox, we'd like
Doing
to
a
extend
great
our
job, guys.
condolences
Great
to
job.
the
Good
family
stop.
of George Pacheco, who passed away last week at the age of 81. George survived by his wife and 3 children, including his son Lars, a longtime member of our NASCAR on Fox crew.
Good stops today.
Our prayers and
Real
encouragement
happy
go out to truck
where we are
engineer
there.
Mark DeMellon, whose
The last couple
father's
weeks.
recovering
I'm
from a severe
extremely
medical procedure
happy about
up
that
in
part.
Pennsylvania. And a mighty voice was silenced here at Martinsville Speedway. Lewis
Looking forward to
Compton, the
guys doing a
longtime
great
public
job with
address
keeping
announcer
this thing
at
rolling.
this
We'll be
speedway.
fine.
His booming voice, I think, can be heard all the way up in Collinsville.
Yep.
All right,
He
man.
announced
It's
over
going to
the
be
PA
one to go this
racetrack
time
passed
by.
away
Going to have a
over
lot
the
of lap
winter.
cars coming up the inside there. Got
Just
the
another
33,
those who will be
the
missed,
48,
along
the
with T.
5 in
Taylor
your mirror.
Warren, the track photographer, who is memorialized today by a lot of the still
I've watched that
photographers
33 run there. He
wearing
runs
his
that,
trademark,
you know, the
yellow
curve the
hat
whole way through the corner
with
there.
the still photogs
But
and some of our
I don't think he
NASCAR
was
on
any
Fox
match for you there.
cameramen looking a lot like T. Taylor as they shoot
Go ahead
this
and make
race
sure to get
today.
brake blowers and all that stuff
What
on
a
there.
great
too, bud.
photographer he was with a
Simple.
career that spanned the length
I mean,
and
you're going to
breadth
have a lot of lap
of the
cars
history
coming
of
here.
NASCAR.
Go ahead and get the 1 battery too also.
Ready for the
Simple,
restart
battery
with
one.
the lineup looking much the
Battery
same
one,
as
yeah.
it did, except for Carl Edwards, whose tire changer hung a lug nut on the right front.
All right, man, coming to
And
the
he
green. The
lost
pace car is in there. I'll call the green.
spots
A lot
in
of
the
lap cars on
process.
the
There's
inside there.
Edwards
Get you
lined
clear
up
as soon as I can.
in 11th.
But they did it the right way. They stayed there till they got that lug nut
right,
put
coming to the
back
green.
on, and he only lost about 8 spots in
ready.
the process.
Get ready.
Let's crank
Break
it up
again.
for this restart at
All
lap
clear in front of you.
264.
No pressure for 33. Still 1 back. Inside. Still inside. At your door. 41. At your door there. At your door. Still there. The 41 car. Still inside. At your door. At your bumper. Still there. Still at your bumper. Still there. Still there. You're pulling him. Still there. Clear low. Clear low. Still all clear, side by side in your mirror. Outside, still there at your door. Good job. At your door. At your door. Still there. At your bumper. Switch your knees. At your bumper, clear. Come in nice and smooth, right back into rhythm. Clear by 3.
Darrell, one thing about restarts, when you get past halfway, those lap
There you go,
cars
drive
get a
it away,
lot
clear
harder
by
to
5.
dispense with.
Yeah, well, they're in their preferred. They have the preferred line right around the inside. So you've got to try to figure out how to either get under them off the corner or they give you enough room to get around them on the outside. It makes it very, very. You've got to anticipate so much on a track like this. You got to anticipate that guy going so that you be just a tick ahead of him so you can get by him.
I know who has the preferred package right now, though, is Denny Hamlin, because he's clicking the fastest lap that he has run in this race here in the lap 265 to 268 range.
And look who else just turned his fastest lap of the race. 3rd place, Dale Earnhardt Jr. Now Tony Stewart has dropped back to 7th.
Car on the track, last 2 laps. Take care of it.
Well, on that run, Mike, Tony actually, remember on the previous run, he said he was about 2/3 of the way happy. Well, that was a better run for him. But about 85 laps in, he started losing forward bite. He thought he wanted the car to turn better. He changed his mind right before that stop. He said, forget about the rotation. I need the bite. They made an air pressure adjustment to try to give Tony more grip.
And I think that goes back to what Dale Earnhardt Jr. was saying a while ago. I think what Tony was so afraid of is they'd help the car turn better, but would hurt him off the corner. And you can't stand to lose that bite off the corner.
2 cars in front of Tony. Look who snuck up there into 6th place, Mark Martin. As you said, a very patient drive to work his way to the front. Now he's among the top half dozen.
Well, he started in 31st because of the way the field was set, and Alan Gustafson, he took advantage of those first 2 cautions when a lot of cars stayed out. He came to pit road and he started making his car better early with adjustments.
Let's take a look at the 11 car. You know, we are always talking about adjusting your brake bias. Now, one of the things that the really smart guys do, when you've got 4 fresh tires and you're full of fuel, you want a little bit different brake combination. He is screwing rear brake into the car because you've got gas in the back. You've got 150 pounds of fuel back there, 4 fresh tires. You can get a little bit more grip out of those rear tires. He'll probably take a little of that off once they get into a run.
Yeah, these cars have 2 master cylinders, one for the front wheels, one for the rear wheels, and you can adjust the bias. That's one of the few things that a driver can adjust on sitting in the cockpit of the race car.
Jeff Gordon holding station in 2nd. His teammate Dale Earnhardt Jr. right in his tire tracks, Matt.
Mike, after running 100+ laps on that last run, during the caution, Dale Earnhardt Jr. asked Tony Jr. about the brake pedal shape and size on his car compared to his teammates Martin, Johnson, and Gordon. He said that on that long run, the pedal seems to hurt the ball of his foot. He wanted to know maybe if it was a little bit different size or shape they could try, especially on Martinsville and the other short tracks, but when they go to the road courses, just looking ahead to different places down the tour that they might want to make some changes that might help him on long runs like this. Dick?
Well, Jeff Gordon's car does not like the adjustments that they made to it on that last round of pit stops. He said that when he gets on the gas trying to come out of the corner, the car shoots straight for the wall. Gordon dropping back.
And that brake pedal thing, it's customized. Every driver likes something a little bit different, but what happens here is you brake with your left foot, and your left leg will get tired, and you have to put that over on the footrest and use your right foot for gassing and braking to give that thing a little rest.
This is a battle between teammates right here. Jamie McMurray in the 26 car started back in 28th position, and Carl Edwards, who lost those spots on pit road a minute ago, he just lost a spot to his teammate, the 26. Krista, I believe they're making that 26 better and better.
Absolutely, Larry Mack. The folks in Joplin, Missouri are on their feet because their driver started 28th. He is up to 11. They've been alternating pit strategies, 4 tires and then 2 every other stop. Jamie McMurray has raced here 12 times. He has 7 top 10s. This is a great track for him.
Left rear tire down on the 99.
And he almost stacked up the whole field behind him.
I'm pretty sure somebody probably cut that tire down. I don't mean intentionally, but pretty sure the splitter might have gotten that left rear tire.
Looks like right there from David Rudiman in the 00 car. And as you mentioned, Darrell, you don't run that safety interliner here because it's a short track. You're all the way down on the rim when you have that problem.
That splitter is sharp and it's tough.
It's a blade. We don't run the interliner so we don't build up so much heat. What's the reason?
Well, weight. And you know, normally,
there you go, man. Still the fast car on the track here. Just take care of it.
When you blow blow a tire out, that you can't get the car woed up.
Maybe with this new front splitter, might be a good idea.
Well, it's just more heat, Mike.
True.
I mean, with the brakes and everything else, you got another tire in there. It just get hot that much quicker.
But just remember, what put him back there was the problem he had on pit road, that last pit stop. He had been running up there in the top 5, where you see these guys kind of spread out right now. So, yeah, you can say the problem was the splitter on Rudiman's car. The problem goes all the way back to that last pit stop.
And just a little bit more on the interliner. You run the air pressure so low here that you couldn't have enough air in the interliner to keep it from not floating around inside the tire. We only run 8-10 pounds on left sides.
Brian Vickers in 10th place. Is there a problem there, Steve?
Well, Mike, we heard Jeff Hammond and Chris Myers talking about Brian Vickers lurking around that top 10 all day. Vickers says he feels like he has a tire rub. His spotter, Chris Lambert, keeping an eye on the situation.
sitting up there in the top 10. And Darrell may have said it, but I was focused in on the 99 car. One reason we don't run interliners, it's short tracks and road courses. Heat is an issue anyhow, and that interliner generates more heat because it's a tire within the tire.
285 laps complete, 215 to go. Denny Hamlin leading Jeff Gordon by half a second. What happens to a tire?
Not good.
Kaboom.
All right, class, let's button it. Becker.
Here.
Callahan. Callahan. Delivery confirmation on Callahan.
Drop him off at 8:15.
Gymnasium.
No, sir. No Callahan.
Always.
No Callahan. Just a freshman.
Thank you.
No emails from his parents. Drivers, I need a 20 on Callahan. Got him. Reroute him straight to detention.
Get more done now with the new BlackBerry Curve, the only BlackBerry Curve with Nextel Direct Connect.
Everything okay, Carl?
I'm winning, right?
Yeah, but the other drivers think Aflac sponsorship's giving you an advantage.
Well, if you're sick and you can't work, Aflac pays cash fast to help keep you in the race.
I know, but they see it a little differently.
I taught him that.
Aflac. Ask about it at work.
Spot right up there. Set it down.
Good job. Wants a beer? Grab me a beer. That's what I'm talking about. Incredible game.
The world's hottest sport meets the world's most refreshing beer. Frost Brewed Coors Light, the official beer of NASCAR.
I wonder how many miles the car's driving in a NASCAR season.
Too many. Oh, and the commode is broken again.
You shouldn't have had so many Riviera pairs, Dad.
Where do NASCAR fans get answers? Ask.com, the official search engine of NASCAR.
Monsters aren't real, right?
Just when you thought things couldn't get any weirder.
There is much that is unexplained until it is.
In short, he has no idea.
Stop! Olivia Dunham, FBI. Would you mind if I ask you a few questions?
I would love it.
Fringe returns with 6 new episodes in a row, Tuesday, April 7th on Fox.
Fox Thursday. Booth and Bones investigate a murder at the zoo.
Did you know that giraffes sleep less than 2 hours a day?
That I did not know.
This case proves snakes. It's a jungle out there.
So I was killed around that area with something like that thing.
That is very imprecise.
Works for me.
All new Bones. Viewer discretion advised. Thursday at 8, 7 Central on Fox.
NASCAR Sprint Cup Racing.
The 7 and 71 up there, both laps down there.
Sponsored by Sprint. NASCAR Sprint Cup Mobile. It'll change the way you experience the race.
There you go. Outside by himself at your door. And your bumper clear.
Will overtake Jeff Gordon as leader of the most laps in this race. Here's another question from Ask.com.
So clear by 10 over the 33.
It's a great marketing slogan, and he used to be on a race car here at Martinsville. You can get the answer at Ask.com, the official search engine of NASCAR.
Yeah, I think it was on Hermie's car.
It was Hermie Sadler.
Yep.
Yep, Elliott Sadler's brother.
Larry and I were just laughing about the lap times, Mike. The leader right now is an 85. Gordon's an 88. Earnhardt's at 82. Jimmy Johnson's an 89.
And your door,
I mean,
still there.
Hundreds of each other, those first 5 cars.
Outside by himself there. Still there at your door. And your door. And your bumper clear.
Back up after a bit of a miscue on pit road. He's in 4th place, Matt.
And Mike, Larry Mack can attest to the fact that probably no spotter talks more each and every lap than Clint Boyer's spotter, Mike Dillon. He is walking him through each corner. Early in the race, you can see how he's not right down on the curb that last lap. He was at the beginning of the race. And then he slowly migrated up just about a half a lane off that curb. Now he's down on the curb. He's changing up his entry and exits. As this race progresses and this track changes, Mike Dillon is seeing what Hamlin and some of the other fast cars are doing by changing up their lines, and he's trying to help Bowyer stay ahead of the game.
And that's one of the many roles of a spotter at any of one of our 22 racetracks. He has to tell them where problems are, to clear them if they're going to lap a car or pass a car, but also where the cars that are leading the race,
at your door, bumper
where
clear.
they're running on the racetrack.
Yeah, you always want to know, what everybody else is doing. It's very helpful.
You ready for a hot dog?
No.
Every track has its signature culinary delight. And at Martinsville, it's those Jesse Jones Franks. Just ask any driver. We did.
I'm a hot dog connoisseur. I love hot dogs everywhere. My favorite is up in Chicago at a Wrigley game. But at Martinsville, it just doesn't do it for me. I had one dog my rookie year, and that was it. I said, that's it. I had it, I did it, and now I don't have to do it anymore.
But I have had one. They're good to eat. They're great, but I just, one of those hot dogs, 500 laps here, or many of those hot dogs and 500 laps here just doesn't seem like a good combo.
I'm from California, man. Their hot dogs aren't supposed to be red.
Couldn't we have asked some other drivers? My gosh. These out-of-towners, I'll tell you.
And the thing about it, they are still just $2.
That's a pretty good deal.
Yes, it is a good deal.
Only 110 calories till you load them up with all the stuff.
Yeah, slaw.
I think in the booth, counting our support staff, we've consumed, 24, 25 this weekend?
I don't know. How many was in that big sack over there? Yeah.
There's not as many as there was a while ago. Meanwhile, Jeff Gordon has fallen 0.7 of a second behind Denny Hamlin. Mayfield makes another pit stop, another tire issue for Jeremy. The only cars out of the race, Joe Nemechek, Dave Blaney, and Todd Bodine. Although Scott Speed is 73 laps down and Robbie Gordon 32 laps behind.
By the way, that's what old Hickory said too. There wasn't might as many as there was a while ago.
Yeah, Johnny Horton, Battle of New Orleans, 1962.
But what has happened right here, right now, at lap 304, is we're about 3/5 of the way through this race, is Denny Hamlin in the 11 is starting to catch the back of the field. As you can see, Jeff Gordon in that 24 car is pulled within about a car length of the 11 car.
I think as long as that 24 was in my mirror, I would be a little bit worried.
As I watched that 11 car lead this race, I talked to Mike Ford, the crew chief for Denny Hamlin, earlier in the week, and they had made the decision several weeks ago to build this brand new race car and to bring it here to Martinsville. As we got closer to race weekend, Mike got very nervous about the forecast because he knew we probably were not going to get any practice yesterday, and we didn't. And it's not that they're nervous about bringing brand new race cars. It's like Darrell said,
still there, enter door, still there, enter door, enter bumper clear.
But it's because it takes time to sort through how you need to set that car up on these chassis stops and bump stops like the
nice and smooth.
Well, right here is where Denny Hamlin's got to prove himself a winner because he's about to get into a heavy pack of traffic. And as Jeff Gordon clears Joey Logano, he has Hamlin straight ahead. So Denny's ability to deal with the traffic is going to help determine whether he keeps this lead or not.
Just a little bit following up on what Larry said. Yeah, they used to bring a brand new car to the track. You go out and say, man, this thing is terrible. They'd say, well, what do you expect? It's a brand new car.
Ninth place battle, Kurt Busch trying to get past Brian Vickers. David Rudiman's part of that, and so is Jamie McMurray in the 26. Newman and Kyle Busch not for position. Ryan Newman's on the lead lap, and Kyle is 2 laps down. Still 2 laps down.
Outside, enter door, enter bumper, clear.
This is a tough place to make it up because a lot of times our free pass car was the car that was involved in the accident, and there was no free pass.
Krista, Ryan Newman having a good run.
Yeah, and if you three put down a hot dog,
there you go, good corner, keep it up.
To chew on. The challenge for Ryan Newman is, remember, because qualifying was washed out, he started way back in 27. Ryan Newman is used to starting up front. In his 14 races here, he started in the top 10 times. This is one of the hardest places to pass. Track position is everything. Right now, he is not used to having to work through the traffic. His car is very tight.
Remember, he finished 7th last week at Bristol, and a lot due to a lot of hard luck. That was his first top 20 finish of 2009. Wow.
Denny Hamlin trying to put a lap on Bobby Labonte here. Labonte is running 19th. He's the last car on the lead lap.
Maybe he should.
Ford.
I was going to say maybe you should ask him if he'd let him by.
Well, he's racing Reed Sorensen just in front of him, and they are racing Casey Kane just in front of them. So they're not going to roll over for Denny Hamlin.
Well, last time coming off of turn 2, Denny Hamlin got awfully close to that outside wall.
All right, during this next break, send Hammond a hot dog.
He is
send
a hot dog.
A hot dog.
No, he is a hot dog.
We speak car. And guess what? The car listens. You say call Nina?
Calling Nina.
You get Nina. You say play Puccini? 12 Sony speakers, play Puccini. You say get me to the game? You get there.
Turn left.
Step by step. With our voice-activated sync technology, no one speaks your language like we do. We speak the 2010 Ford Fusion. Get in and drive one.
Cheez-It bakes so much real cheese in such small bites. People are wondering,
How does Cheez-It do it?
I know. Cheez-It.
Really?
Yep.
lots and lots of cheese baked into little bites. Cheez-It, the big cheese.
Your car, we got it washed and ready to go.
Well, usually you rinse it too.
If you look at the sign, it says clearly car wash, not car wash and rinse.
If this isn't to do, I can't wash my car at my house.
You can get spots on the car. How's it ready to go? If you go down any one of these streets as fast as possible, this stuff will fly off. People really need to make up their mind. You know, oh, I want a car wash. You know, we'll give you a car wash. You know, it's just not the rinse. You know.
For me personally, my allergies, I mean, I cannot touch my eyes. They itch. If I start itching my eyes, scratching them, it's over with. Well, I use Claritin to relieve my allergy symptoms. The greatest thing about Claritin is that it keeps me focused and I don't get drowsy. Live Claritin Clear.
Oh, how much are these?
No, those aren't for sale.
Oh, I'm sorry. My mom's a little crazy about antiques.
Antiques, they're rollover minutes.
Yeah, from like 6 months ago.
But they're still good. You know, saving minutes saves money, and these days we can't afford to be wasteful. Not everyone gets to keep their unused minutes.
Oh, cool.
Beat it, kid.
Only AT&T's Family Talk with Rollover saves your family's unused minutes. And saving minutes saves money. Buy an LG View for $49.99 after mail-in rebate and get one free after mail-in rebate.
Fox Tuesday. Witness an all-new show that will redefine television comedy.
Anything could happen at any time.
Ready or not, here they come. The Osbournes Reloaded. Viewer discretion advised. Tuesday after Idol on Fox.
So clear by 3 over the 40.
NASCAR Sprint Cup Racing on Fox, built by the Home Depot, is sponsored by Cheez-It, the big cheese. By Claritin Allergy Products, live Claritin Clear. By AT&T, your world delivered. And by State Farm, where great coverage meets great rates.
Welcome back to Martinsville, Virginia. 178 laps to go. Denny Hamlin and Jeff Gordon have been the big leaders today. 19 cars still on the lead lap all the way back through Bobby Labonte. Some of the notables that have had trouble today include Kyle Busch, who's 2 laps down, and Matt Kenseth, who paid a pit penalty early and has not been able to get his 1 lap back, and Carl Edwards, who had a miscue on pit road, which put him deep in the field, then a bump with another car sent him to the pits again and put him 2 laps back.
This looks like these Gibbs cars, based on the way Kyle Busch has done, kind of dominated at Bristol, and now they hear it today. Denny Hamlin, these Gibbs cars have really got something figured out, Larry, on these short tracks particularly.
Well, you ain't got no grip, really, like I had before. Whole car just seems like it's skating around back and front.
Places like Bristol, but they just couldn't close
we'll go back on that change. That was a little bit higher out of that right front. I think that's why it rolled the center a little better, but overall the car's probably a little worse. So we'll put that back.
Led by 7-time Martinsville winner Jeff Gordon in second. Dick Berggren's in his pit.
And here's what Jeff Gordon's experience buys for his team and for his team owner. Early on in this race, his car was tight, and he urged the crew to not loosen it up very much, reminding him that toward the end of these races at Martinsville, the car is going to loosen up on his own. Guess what? He's free in and free out. Exactly what he predicted. Steve.
Dick, his teammate Jimmy Johnson has gone from tight in the center to snug in the center to a few laps ago telling crew chief Chad Canals it's really rolling through the center good. He said the only thing that mattered is the car feels just a little bit bound up still.
Thanks, Steve. Dale Earnhardt Jr. in 5th overall, 3rd among the Hendrick cars. And Darrell, something we've not seen much of this season. Junior's car.
And your door, still there. And your door.
Better than it was.
And your bumper, still there.
Than it was at the start of the race. That's progress.
It really is, and I just can't emphasize enough. That big meeting they had over there on Wednesday morning, with all the crew chiefs, drivers, and everything. One of the
Ask
things they
Michael
said,
why
we're
he
going
gets
to
the
share
call.
information. I think it's really helping them this weekend.
Matt?
And Mike, looking back on this run right here, they're talking about going back on an air pressure change. They have helped the car through the center of the corner, but they've hurt it on exit. And Dale Jr. would prefer to have a little bit better car with forward bite, so they're looking at that on their next stop.
And you know, the fourth Hendrick car, they probably were really relying on information from their teammates, because remember, Mark Martin, he has not raced at Martinsville in this new car, because this is the first time he has been here since the fall of 2006, and here he's up there in the top 7 in 7th spot.
Yeah, and we got this little battle for the lead again, boys.
With
In
one of the
traffic.
Hendrick cars.
In traffic, Denny Hamlin has been caught. He's been picking his way through traffic, but just ahead of them, there's a battle. Bobby Labonte just fought his way past Reed Sorensen. That's for 18th position, but most importantly, it's to stay on the lead lap, and they continue to battle, and Hamlin's going to have a tough time getting through there.
Yeah, but look at the 33 car, Clint Boyer. He's right up in there.
These first 5 cars, the 48 is creeping in the picture. Right
Nobody
there.
coming in. All the leaders right in front. Doing awesome.
Comes the 88, so those first 5 cars are really tightening up.
Well, Hamlin's trying to be patient, but he's going to have to force the issue, and he's going to have to get in amongst that battle between the 43 and the 96 and make something happen, or we're going to have a new leader.
I'm not sure that 33 isn't better than both those cars right now, because he's got a good launch off the corner. He's just looking for a way by. Watch this. He kind of diming the corner off. He's going to get a really nice run on Jeff Gordon. Looking to the inside. He's wondering. That's when you wonder, is that guy going to let me in there or not? You're not real sure.
And look midway down the backstretch. The log jam ahead of these 3 is a group of drivers who have all been told, leader's coming. You got to do something.
And a lot of them are trying to stay on the lead lap or stay just 1 lap down.
Crunch time with 166 laps to go and a huge pack of traffic just in front of the race leaders.
And we know regardless of what happens, we're going to have at least 1 more pit stop.
Looks like we're about to have 1 more caution.
That is 1 more gaggle of cars up there in front of our leaders.
We're going to have more than 1 more caution.
Elliott Sadler just ahead. Sadler cut down.
I don't like how my brakes work either.
He's 2 laps
I don't
down.
think the shit out of the brakes, and it just don't stop the car.
Scott Speed back to pit road with a lot of damage, 70 laps off the pace.
And you can hear just a little bit of wheel spin. That's just typical Martinsville. Trying to put that 850
right over to the
horsepower down.
55. No pressure from behind.
Now it's the 43 of Reed Sorensen just ahead of the leaders. Reed's done a really good job today, staying on the lead lap and
keep digging, man. Go get him. I'm watching in front of you there.
It's probably one of his better runs since he had a top 10 finish in the Daytona 500, but it doesn't look like Denny Hamlin's going to mess around with him long.
No. He has been unable to stay up in touch with Bobby Labonte to battle for that position.
See, this is when you have to use it. When you're the 43 car, yeah, I'm having a good day. Don't turn it into a bad day by holding up these leaders, because they will not hesitate to move you out of the way.
But Darryl, you're right. With all this racing going on with our leader, they're the top 5. They're all right there together, all the way back to Dale Earnhardt Jr. in that 88.
Yep.
Next car in line is Scott Riggs ahead of the leader.
Here you go. The 19 and the 43 are the first 2 lap cars you're going to get to. Outside.
Who is a lead lap car.
Still there.
Got 1 Toyota and 4.
Enter door. Enter door. Still there. Enter door. Enter bumper.
The
Clear.
first car's a Toyota. The next 6 Chevrolet. Remember, Chevrolet's been shut out so far in 2009 as far as going to victory lane.
That's right. The first Ford in the race is McMurray in 11th.
There you go, man. Nice and smooth. Nobody coming.
13th. Can Denny Hamlin hang on to the lead as he pushes through lap traffic in the Goodies Fast Relief 500?
Oh, 3 o'clock. You guys know what happens at 3 o'clock? Our brewmasters sample the Budweiser. They actually taste all the different batches from 12 breweries. I guess it's a way to ensure that perfect balance, you know, of flavor, refreshment. Oh, I'm sorry. You know, I'm sure they all do something like that.
You're very good.
Change your mind? See you Tuesday.
So fine that I really want to make you mine.
We live in a mobile society. Our customers can access the internet at 3G speed almost anywhere today. But some people are still tethered to their home or office when they don't need to be. Wireless is more than just a word. It's a way of living.
Try America's most dependable 3G network with Simply Everything Plus mobile broadband. You get wireless 3G for your laptop and unlimited email, web, and talk for your phone. Cut the cord and save $599 a year.
I'm working from the road today.
Let me ask you this.
What's the most beautiful sound in the world?
That hush before the national anthem.
And then there's the deafening roar that comes right after it.
When I hear those 3 words.
Green, green, green! Ah,
4 words.
driver, start your engine!
8 cylinders singing in harmony. But no matter what it sounds like, if it sounds like NASCAR,
Sounds good to me. This is mine.
You're out.
NASCAR.
Breast cancer is the most common cancer in the world today, impacting 1 out of 8 women.
Susan G. Komen for the Cure has revolutionized the treatment of breast cancer.
By investing billions in research.
To find a cure.
Providing women
Access to early detection.
And most important,
Improving treatment and care.
Fox Sports invites you to join our team.
So that all women can stay in the race. Please go to Komen.org.
NASCAR thunders into the Lone Star State. Next Sunday, 1:30 Eastern, 10:30 Pacific, only on Fox.
Why do I love Martinsville? Let me count the ways, 11 and 24. Jeff Gordon got the lead the hard way. He earned it. He drove around Denny Hamlin in traffic. Hamlin didn't like it. He jumped back to the bottom, and look who's jumped up to third and right in the midst of it, Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah, we got the first 5 cars. You can throw a blanket over them, and they are not afraid to beat on each other.
And it wasn't but a few laps ago, Clint Boyer, the 33 car, he was up there, and then he got knocked out.
They're clear.
Now on the right is the lead change. Hamlin got underneath Scott Riggs. Jeff gave him a little boot, jumped to the inside, and took the line away.
And that really ticked Hamlin off.
Did it ever?
He came back with a vengeance. They tried to use Scott Riggs in the 36 as a pick a couple of times. What a race.
Hamlin fell a car length back, waited a lap, dove underneath Gordon in turn 1, and snatched the lead back. And that'll put some 60,000 fans on their feet.
Yep. Meanwhile, back at the ranch.
Yeah.
Jimmy
Boyer got in the
Johnson.
middle of it. Johnson came up for third as those two fought side by side. And it's on.
And you notice who has slipped into second? The 48 car, Jimmy Johnson. Now, while all that was going on, he found him a way to get by.
He just snatched it away from Jeff Gordon, his teammate.
Jimmy has won 4 of the last 5 races here. And his biggest worry with qualifying being rained out was the
Caution's out, caution's out, caution's out, clear by 3, watch your mirror there.
Caution's out, debris in turn 1 puts us under the yellow for the 7th time today.
What place
Probably
is the 2,
just
Ian?
in time for some tempers to cool. But that was a great
You're in 5th
4-car
place
battle
right now.
for the
That's what
lead.
you said. What place is the 2,
Sadly,
Ian?
the caution
17,
appears to be for a
17th place.
beverage can, and that had
Tempo
to
right.
come from the
It's just a little free
levels
in,
of the grandstand.
but it rolled the center pretty good right there. It's just a little free in. I can't use the brakes real hard because it just makes it looser.
Here would be a little puff of wind, blow that thing down in the groove. We've had enough tire issues already today.
Try to use the
Not
brakes
a
harder,
good
made it a
use
little
of
freer
high
in.
stress.
And just think about it when you're
So I
driving
had to
down
lift
the
the lower,
interstate
back
and you
everything
see
up,
something
try to cruise
laying
into the
in
corner.
highway. What do you
Forward
do?
plate wasn't real bad there. It never changed. It just wasn't as good as I wanted, but need to be careful not getting it tightened
Usually
up too much.
happens in a case like this is track security arrives and
That road is
fans
open here.
identify the perpetrator who is escorted from the premises.
Still could cut better if he wants to win, you know what I mean?
Pit road will be open this time around. And Reed Sorensen receives
4,300,
the
4,300. The 33 is going to keep on going there on pit road.
Give us 19 cars on the lead lap. Steve Burns,
Brake-
that was a
brake
great
bands
4-car battle for the lead, and now we'll shake it up again on pit road.
And Mike, Jimmy Johnson just said to Chad Canals,
All right, man, 10
the
away.
front end of this race car has really come to life. Chad Canals saying
5,
we're going to fix
4,
you,
right
give
here,
you
come
a
on,
great
come on.
adjustment. You're doing a fantastic job. Matt.
And Clint Boyer hits his marks in his pit stall. No changes for the 33. All he wanted was a bottle of water. Dick Berggren.
Denny Hamlin pits out of the lead. What a run he has had today. The wrench in the back of the car there.
Guys, go hard. Go hard, 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 hard. 300, go hard, 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 hard. Keep going, 400 right there. Inside, one inside, still one inside the 14, come on. He's inside there, 4,300.
Hamlin is the first to lead the pits, followed by Johnson and Gordon.
I think the 48 may have won that battle. He got bottled up by cars that hadn't even made it to their pit boxes yet because of where he's pitting.
What are you going to do? You can't speed. They can speed around the bottom.
They are crossing the line. Caution out at lap 354.
Bullshit.
Want a driver's autograph? Leave it to the driver's seeker.
Our FedEx Camry's really running great.
There's something on my car.
Hey, kid.
Is it round?
No.
Is it an egg?
No.
Can you eat it?
No.
Is it round?
Are you serious?
That's 20, guys. All right, Mike. I'm thinking of something.
Is it small?
Yes.
Is it a brake caliper piston actuating screw?
Yes.
Of course it is.
If I had car part logos on me, I'd know that.
Nobody knows parts like Napa, and we've been proving it for over 80 years. Napa, get the good stuff.
The LG View, only from AT&T. Exceptionally sleek. Totally advanced. And now it's the touchscreen that everyone can afford to touch. Watch mobile TV and enjoy fast texting and email on the nation's fastest 3G network. Buy an LG View for $49.99 after mail-in rebate and get one free after mail-in rebate.
I should be eating some track nachos with jalapenos right now.
I wonder where I can get a good deal on a new RV. It's jalapenos.
Where do NASCAR fans get answers? Ask.com, the official search engine of NASCAR.
The next time you drink AMP could be a great moment, because that could be the moment you win authentic Dale Jr. gear. Enter can codes at ampenergy.com, and Junior stuff could be your stuff. Go to ampenergy.com for details. Amp up.
What project you working on today?
This.
We can help you with that.
Thanks. I'm just starting out, so I'm kind of on a budget.
We're good with budgets. You'll need one of these, at least. Pit crew.
Okay.
Crew chief.
Cool.
Read this. And you'll need an owner. I recommend this one.
What about fans?
What do you say we start with 300,000 and go from there?
Whoa.
Helping people do more than they ever thought possible. That's the power of the Home Depot.
All right, get
Denny
ready.
Hamlin led 82 laps
Get ready.
here last spring, and he's finished in the top 6.
Checking up front end, checking up. Come on, go, 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 go. There you go. Good job. Lined up inside.
That was a terrible restart. He didn't go where they've been going.
But we're back under
Still
green.
inside the 6, clear the 6. This is the 55. One bar. Inside at your door.
Just stop to top off the tank.
Still inside at your bumper.
The 99 car, the reason he's going to run so hard here,
Still
he's
inside
2
at
laps
your bumper,
down.
the
He's
55
trying
there.
to get
There
one
you
of
go,
them
clear
back
low.
this
There
way,
you go,
that way
inside
they
the
can
20
run
now.
down
Good
and get the
job.
free pass.
Right, he can't get the free pass now. There are 7 cars just 1 lap down.
Got a pretty good car, but I don't believe he's got a good enough car to get
Still
up there.
inside there at your door. At your door, the 20, still there.
That's a
At
battle
your
for
bumper, the
second
20.
right behind him between those 2 teammates, Jeff
Still
Gordon on
inside
the
at your
inside,
door.
Johnson on the outside.
At your bumper, the 20, still there. Clear the 20, just the 1 up here now.
Rick
Good
Hendrick,
job.
who owns both those cars, has long said, we have no team orders. Each driver has to try to win for his team.
There you go, man. Way to hang in there. Still inside just the 1.
Yeah, well, we saw that here a couple of years ago when they raced each other to the finish, you know, and the 48 won by an inch.
There you go. Inside at your door. One more good corner. At your bumper. Still there at your bumper. Clear.
All 3 of us wrecked on the back straightaway before. That was the order. Wreck him.
It's been nice and smooth. You got 4 lap cars between you and the 5. No pressure.
$139 laps to go. Denny Hamlin has led 200 of them so far.
NASCAR Sprint Cup Racing on Fox, built by the Home Depot, is sponsored by Toyota. Moving forward.
Denny Hamlin trying to move his Toyota forward to victory lane today. To break a pretty long wind drought.
There you go. Outside the 99, he is a lap down there. Hit your door, hit your bumper, clear.
Boyer tries to hold Boyer back for third place, but he opened the door on the bottom. Gets a little shot.
Little Martinsville contact.
I tell you what, that 33 car and Clint Boyer, Shane Wilson's crew chief, this has been another pleasant surprise. But I heard Clint Boyer on the Speed pre-race show earlier today, NASCAR race day, and what he said that because nobody factored them in to winning races or making the chase, that actually gave them more incentive to go out and do what they've been doing. They come in here third in the points.
Drivers just love to prove the media wrong. I mean, it's just part of the.
I feel like I got a two-barrel on exit of the corner.
135 laps to go, Steve. What about fuel mileage and the checkered flag?
Well, Mike, just before the restart check.
Like you just say, accelerating as good as it should on
I think we'll have another caution, but we are 7 laps shy of making it off.
Caution's out, caution's out. Clear by 4, caution is out. All right, watch for debris in the middle of the track here. Stay up high when you come over here. Stay up high off of 4.
So, Larry, if they stop now, should they be able to go all the way?
Well, I don't think they'll stop, Mike, because when you're under caution here, it's like a ratio of 3 cautions to 1 green. It'll buy you a lot of laps.
Stay out. Let's see what the leaders
Been a
do.
tough
You
day
can
for
make it
Robbie
right
Gordon.
Here, but I don't know how many of them will do it.
I think he was right in front of Marcus Ambrose when that.
It's going to be open right here.
Boy, Reed Sorensen, David Gilliland just sneaking by on the inside.
Stay now.
Big brakes and slow speeds. You can usually miss somebody here.
Bad news for Gordon. Good news for Martin Truex. He will get the free pass, and he will be the 20th car on the lead lap.
You hear me about the car on the
133 laps to go. Who will
yes,
prevail here in Martinsville?
Like a 2-barrel, just accelerate like you think it ought to. All right, just give me whenever I tell you some information, just give me a reply. So.
You're watching NASCAR Hot Pass, brought to you by Pennzoil Platinum Full Synthetic. Our ultimate clean, your ultimate feeling.
What your engine feels, you feel. And when it's running clean, you feel it. Which is why we developed full synthetic Pennzoil Platinum with active cleansing agents to clean out up to 46% of sludge in the first oil change. That's 3 times better than the leading conventional oil. Pennzoil Platinum Motor Oil. Our ultimate clean for your ultimate feeling. Not just oil, Pennzoil.
This is a very complicated bill from the phone company. It's like a puzzle that's not fun to play. Bills don't have to be this complicated. That's why I have Time Warner Cable. Their bills are simple. Who can understand something like this? You'd have to be like some sort of genius. Hey, Martin, what is a subscriber line charge?
Yeah, me.
Martin doesn't know. Martin did my taxes.
Simple bills. The phone company doesn't have them. Time Warner Cable does. Time Warner Cable, the power of you.
Here at DirecTV, we continue to offer the best television experience possible, including DirecTV Mix channels, which let you get more out of your TV at no extra charge. Give them a try. Tune to channel 102 and stay on top of breaking stories with Newsmix. If you're a sports fan, you get your own Mix channel, and you'll get enhanced coverage of major tournaments throughout the year. Just a few examples of how we're making your TV experience unlike any other, all compliments of DirecTV.
We need to get drunk and celebrate right now. Get some chicken fingers, jalapeno chips, pepperoni, everything. We're partying. What? We're on in the United States of America now. What? Yeah, I don't know how they worked it with NASA in space, but they're beaming it down. And if you got DirecTV, we're on the 101 network. Rick, it's America. That's what I said, America.
Ricky, we're already on right now. That's the guy right there.
What are you talking about?
Look at him with the camera. Trailer Park Boys on DirecTV, the 101 network. Watch it.
All new episodes of Trailer Park Boys, Thursday at 10 on the 101 network, only on DirecTV.
Did you know staying in with a DirecTV pay-per-view movie actually saves you money? Gas money, parking money, babysitter money? Need we say more? The biggest hits are playing this weekend right in your living room.
We could all use a vacation.
Madagascar, Escape to Africa, Twilight, the international vampire sensation.
Say it out loud. Say it.
Vampire.
All the movies start at Channel 125. DirecTV pay-per-view. Stay in. Enjoy the show.
NASCAR Hot Pass is brought to you by NASCAR Kart Racing from EA Sports, in stores now.
Getting down
Side
toward the
entry
closing
door,
stages, but one
entry
thing I've
bumper
been
still
watching,
there,
and
still there, clear.
They've been talking about it, is we're getting a lot of clouds rolling here, and this track is cooling down, so that's changing the handling complexities.
Here you go, no pressure from behind there.
Just remember, it's not just happening at the front of the field.
Right.
It's happening all the way through the field, and everybody's patience is getting mighty
Just a
thin.
16 in 5 side there, just 16, enter door.
They're working past Michael Waltrip, who is the first car one lap down. Hamlin has cleared him. Now
Still
so
inside,
has
enter
Gordon.
door, enter bumper, still there.
Mike Dale Earnhardt Jr. running 6th under that caution. He noted to his team, he says,
All
you know,
clear,
the
all
track
clear.
is now mostly shaded after being sunny all day. He said the car, it's a little stuck. Need to go maybe back in the other direction a little bit, but now with the changing conditions with the sun leaving us, they're questioning what to do as far as how big of a change on their stop.
I don't think I'd do much of it. You're just going to pick up overall grip. You're not going to just, you know, it's not going to change one end or the other. It's going to change everything for the better.
Clint Boyer to the inside of Waltrip. Moves the fourth place car up in contact with the three leaders. Now the next car back is Tony Stewart in fifth place, Krista.
Tony Stewart has gained one position. Mike still asking for some more forward bite, but before that caution came out and all those leaders were up there mixing it up, Tony said, is that the lead group? Darian Grubb said, yes, it is. Tony said, I want to be up there. That looks like fun.
I'll bet it is.
You know, I just see so much incentive for these guys at the front to win here today. You look at Denny Hamlin, he hadn't won in a year in that 11. Jeff Gordon hadn't won since October of 2007. Of course, Jimmy Johnson winless this year. Clint Boyer wanting to prove to the media that this is a winning race team. And Tony Stewart, how bad he would want to win in his own race car.
Well, just slide on back a little further. Don't stop there. How about the 88?
and the 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, the junior show, you know, have a lot to prove, let's say, to the media, if not to themselves and team owner Rick Hendrick. They got one win last year. Some folks called it a fluke, or a fluke of strategy, let's say, that went in the right direction, but a win is a win. And,
I just thought today's race would be kind of entertaining for those very reasons. People that need wins, want wins, run well here, and it's really panned out that way.
But it has been a two-horse race. Between Denny Hamlin and Jeff Gordon, they've led 364 laps. Nobody else has led a lap under the green flag except Scott Speed, who stayed out and didn't pit when the leaders did and led 12 laps.
Well, the guy that won Atlanta, he's running 14th right now, Kurt Busch. And the 17 car hadn't even been on the radar today. He's all the way back in 26. Those are guys in Kyle Busch that have won races. He's back in 18th or 29th. So guys that have won races are not performing all that great today.
The only driver who is on the lead lap who has won this year is Kurt Busch. And Dick, why is he mired back in 14th?
Well, the car is pushing, Mike, and he is really unhappy about it. He has expressed himself very, very effectively, both to Roger Penske, who is on top of the building spotting, and to his crew about the adjustments that have been made to the car today.
Well, and I think they either made adjustments too much to a racetrack that they were not going to have most of the day, or they just went the wrong way, Darrell.
Well, these cars, I say it every week, and you do too, Larry, they're fickle. I mean, you do the slightest little thing. I mean, when you hear a driver say a quarter pound of air or a half a turn on a track bar, that is minuscule. How that can affect the car, I don't know, but it affects this car.
Tell you what, Jeff Gordon, he is reeling this 11 car in slowly but surely with 117 laps to go.
But Darrell, if Gordon is still the best car here, and we're not sure if Hamlin is running as fast as he can, what benefit is it to him to work hard to pass Denny Hamlin now with 117 laps to go?
Well, if you're faster than him, you pass him now. You don't want to wait until you get down to the end of the race and then see if you're faster than him or not. If I can pass him, I'm going to pass him now, and then I'm going to have to hold him off if I have to. But Jeff Gordon, somebody just called him. Steve Letarte probably said we're coming up with about almost 100 to go, and the pay window is starting to open.
Yeah, you think back 2 or 3 years ago, maybe Jeff Gordon kind of waited to play with his teammate Jimmy Johnson. When he had a chance, he couldn't get by him. So yeah, you get an opportunity, you take it here.
Full turn in the center, get up off corner, serial sign.
You got to pounce on that guy.
It would be hard to figure which of these two drivers is hungrier to win. Hamlin, who let several wins kind of slip through their fingers and hasn't won in a while, thinks his win total should be higher. Jeff Gordon hasn't won in a year and a half. What about today?
So for our friends and family, we're choosing my golf buddies.
My best friend, Christina. My cousin's in Wisconsin.
And her.
She's unlisted.
Okay, Seth.
So we can call them no matter what network they're on?
Without using your minutes. Get friends and family unlimited calling to 10 out-of-network numbers plus over 80 million in Verizon Wireless. And now get a touchscreen Crave for just $49.99.
Look how beautiful it is here. Yeah, that's the spot right up there. Set it down. Good job. Wants a beer. Drop me a beer. That's what I'm talking about. Incredible game.
The world's hottest sport meets the world's most refreshing beer. Frost Brewed Coors Light, the official beer of NASCAR.
Finally, a car that revolves around you. Because you're more than one thing. So is Venza.
When my allergies hit, I've got a great new way to hit back. I get Claritin Clear with new Claritin Liquid Gels, the first and only non-drowsy allergy medicine with pure liquid power. Claritin Liquid Gels, a powerful new way to live Claritin Clear.
Where's the car?
Aflac, official partner of NASCAR.
I knew it!
Rescue Me premieres next month only on FX.
NASCAR Sprint Cup Racing on Fox, built by the Home Depot, is sponsored by Verizon Wireless. Get the inside track from Penske Racing and race analysis, plus highlights and high-speed action, all on VCast from Verizon Wireless, America's largest, most reliable wireless network.
105 laps to go, no change at the front. Jeff Gordon continues to stalk Denny Hamlin. Hamlin's led 233 laps, Gordon 147. Hardly anyone else has led under the green flag today, but Jimmy Johnson, whose car always seems to get better here toward the end of the race, right there stalking the two leaders. And Clint Boyer, Tony Stewart, not that far back.
And Hamlin's got what you long for here. He's not that great getting in like he was earlier in the race, but watch this thing when he turns it and gasses it. He opens up a big gap between him and Jeff Gordon most of the time.
Two drivers that don't seem to like their cars very much. Not these two. a little further back.
You have someone else in mind, Mike?
Yeah, Dale Jr.'s not advancing. He's not able to move past the lap car of Joey Logano, make any steam past Logano. And Kevin Harvick, who we're told just doesn't like his car at this stage in the race. He and teammate Jeff Burton are running 12th and 13th. Harvick gave up a position or two a lap ago, and these cars are just kind of holding station.
But what's amazing, when I look at probably the top 13 cars, they're all within 1/10 of each other right now, and we're starting to see the sun come back out here as we're right at 100 laps to go.
Something we haven't heard anybody say a word about all day that I'm aware of are brakes. I don't think I've heard of anybody complain about having a brake problem.
The only car that did, Marcos Ambrose, the 47 car, they had to come in on that last caution when everybody else stayed out. And I think they actually added some brake fluid. That's the only problem I've heard of.
Matt, how about Kevin Harvick? He's able to stay in front of Jeff Burton, but then again, they are teammates.
The biggest issue for Kevin Harvick, Mike, you mentioned that he's not pleased with the way the race car is handling right now. His issue just trying to get forward bite off the corner. That's what he needs most, and they're not sure if they're going to be able to get him that handling characteristic before we're at day's end. You talked about people having issues with the brakes. The only person in my area I've heard have any issues with A.J. Allmendinger in the 44. He took it easy over the previous run, and his pedal came back, so he's good to go.
Allmendinger running 14th. Dick, what about Mark Martin in 7th?
Mark is the only person in my area that I have heard say anything about brakes, and his situation is most unusual. He said he is pressing his brake pedal so hard going into the corner, he's worried about tearing the skin off the bottom of his foot.
Oh, that's what happens with some of these brake packages. You don't get them hot enough. They are so big, the calipers, the rotors, the pads, that a lot of these brake packages have to have heat to be effective. So that sounds like he's glazed them over a little bit and just doesn't have them hot enough.
At your door, so there, at your door, bumper clear.
David Reagan, who is not on the lead lap.
There you go, man, good job.
The reason I mention brakes right now, because at 100 laps, these next 100 laps is when I normally hear two things, brakes and gears.
Here's another
there you
question
go,
from
good corner, man, nice and smooth.
What driver scored his only win in what is now the Sprint Cup Series here at Martinsville? Get the answer now at ask.com and enter the ask.com NASCAR Challenge for a chance to win a trip to Talladega from the official search engine of NASCAR.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Just looking at some of the temperatures from Friday's practice, and nobody made a real long run. The rotors, the discs that Jeff Hammond showed a while ago, they were showing 12 to 1,300 degrees. The pad itself was showing 1,800 degrees, and the calipers were showing almost 500 degrees. That's a lot of temperature when you think about it.
Well, that too, and today's been a relatively cool day as well. That helps a whole lot. When the ambient temperature is not so high, that helps the temperature of all the parts on the race car.
David Rudiman having a good day. He's running in 10th place. We kidded earlier that at Michael Waltrip Racing, they've hung the tag "the franchise" on Rudiman. Dick Bergeron, how about one of your contemporaries, the father of the franchise?
Yeah, I think Buzzy, who is David Rudiman's dad, really is the franchise of the family, because at age 67, last night, Buzzy won the modified feature at East Bay Raceway, a 3/8 mile dirt track in Florida. Attaboy, Buzzy.
He can still.
There you go. Drive it right away, man.
I can tell you, old Buzzy can get it done.
And his longtime car number, 00.
Double nothing.
Like father, like son.
And of course, David is the car owner, I think, of Buzzy's car.
No. He's the sponsor.
Sponsor.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's just a sponsor. He's the whip out man for his dad. When they need something, he reaches in his pocket and whips out the cash.
The difference is the car owner sometimes gets assigned the back of a check.
It's handling good right here. Just ain't got enough front brake.
Come on, Tony Stewart. Oh, God. Confidence.
That was me, Tony Stewart. Before I started using swagger from Old Spice. Now look at me. She's from Russia.
Live from your phone, it's the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. Get NASCAR Sprint Cup Mobile. It'll change the way you experience the race.
Say hi.
Only from Sprint. Only on the Now Network.
So, who's up for charades? Yes!
Absolutely.
We are. Right?
Come on. Game's on DirecTV in like 10 minutes.
Check it out. I can easily set my home DVR to record the game right from here.
You bro. Hey, Can you feel this?
With DirecTV, you can easily set your home DVR from any cell phone or computer. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
Basketball is a passion for me. I really enjoy it. If I didn't have a leave, it'd be real difficult for me to play.
Only 2 Aleve can stop pain all day. That would take twice as many Advil or 4 times as many Tylenol.
It makes a difference in my whole life. It really does.
The next time you drink AMP could be a great moment, because that could be the moment you win authentic Dale Jr. gear. Enter can codes at ampenergy.com, and Junior's stuff could be your stuff. Go to ampenergy.com for details. Amp up.
Hey, Kevin. Filling up with nitrogen-enriched Shell gasoline? It contains a cleaning system that seeks and destroys the engine gunk left by lower-quality gasoline. Then it acts as a barrier that protects engines from performance-robbing gunk.
She's trying to wreck me. Quit your whining, Harvick.
Yes! Winner! Kevin, everyone's a winner with new nitrogen-enriched Shell gasoline.
NASCAR Sprint Cup Racing on Fox, built by the Home Depot, is sponsored by new Shell nitrogen and rich gasolines. By DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you got to get DirecTV. By Aleve, all day strong, all day long. And by Amp Energy. Amp up.
Denny Hamlin still leading by 0.8 of a second, but the race doesn't end when the checkered flag falls. Check out foxsports.com all weekend long with exclusive columns and videos from the NASCAR on Fox gang and a live weekly chat this Friday. DW chats about all things NASCAR.
Checked up there in front of you. 55 and 36 on the high side up there. Keep digging.
NASCAR on Fox.
Yeah, call me on Friday. I'll be available.
Well, if we were tweeting right now, what we would tweet is Jimmy Johnson in that
no pressure from behind. Go get what's in front of you there.
His teammate Jeff Gordon. This is a battle for second. Meanwhile, Denny Hamlin, the 11, has pulled out to about a 3/4 second lead. There you see it right there.
At your door. At your bumper, clear low.
And you were talking about motivation to win this race. If your boss is down there, it's the 25th anniversary, his first win, and you only got to pass one car to make the boss happy. You better get on up there and do it.
There goes Johnson.
And I'm not talking about these two. I'm talking about that 11 car that's up
outside there. Still there. At your door.
Well, as we've seen so many times, including
still at your door. Still at your door.
Races,
at your
Jack
bumper.
and Jimmy Johnson have steadily made their car better as the day has gone along. And he's now second to Denny Hamlin. It's 1.1 seconds.
Closing, baby. Closing.
Lost a little time passing Jeff Gordon.
Yeah, but he's coming right back.
And that gives Hamlin his biggest lead in quite a while. But I will say in this green flag run, Denny Hamlin has done a much better job of slicing his way through lap traffic.
Boy, look at Boyer. Jeff Gordon is slowing down a little bit, or these other guys are speeding up.
I believe the Hamlin has went away on this 24 car right now, because definitely the 33 car looks like he's about to take this third spot away from him. All you got to do is get that right front fender, that left rear quarter panel. She's all over with. It may take a lap or two, but you'll eventually get him. And look at Tony Stewart, that 14 car. Boyer's going to open the door. Stewart will try to go through it.
And Jeff Gordon has been complaining a lot about back pain.
Outside, at your door, at your door, at your door, at your bumper, still there, clear.
Because you're using that left foot all the time, pushing hard on those big old brakes. And man, it gets down this point of the race. If you got anything physically wrong, it's going to show up.
Mike, I think the thing we need to set up is we've got 76 laps to go. Remember, all these cars were on pit road on that 7th caution. At lap.
Don't worry about your brakes no more. 75 to go.
Now we're told that Jeff has not said anything on the radio about a problem with the race car, as Tony Stewart gets underneath for fourth.
Mike Dillon just telling Boyer to use it up. 75 to go. We got plenty of gas. Go get them.
Time to go. Yeah, all the leaders were on pit road at lap 353 with 147 to go. We've
got a car in the wall, turn 441.
That's Jeremy Mayfield. No caution yet.
No caution. We've seen this a lot today. This is not unusual. If he can get down on the inside, he should stay green.
And there should be a break in the traffic right about here if the car will turn.
Caution out, caution is out, caution is out there. One clear there, clear by 7.
When it happens,
slow one on the back stretch there, 41 hit the wall in the middle of the 4 is down low.
Pit road.
Well, a few laps ago, Denny Hamlin heard what no leader wants to hear in a long green run like this. They told Hamlin, you need to save me a half a gallon of gas.
I know you got going there pretty good.
Well, that's out the window now.
Right.
Because
Yeah,
I think since it's been
I'd rather be
about
freer.
60 laps since
Just
they
a
rode
touch
pit
now.
road, I think everybody will
We're getting
be
behind
on pit
people,
road for 4
overdriving a little
tires.
bit.
So this
Not doing what I
could
should
be,
be doing.
you can see them warming up in the 11
tried
pits,
to not
the most
overdrive it,
critical
it's real hard.
stop all day long. You don't
In
want to lose
traffic, I just need to
position
be a little freer
on this stop.
at the
Listen,
start.
here's one thing
It was
you
good
know,
there.
like I do.
This
There's
end.
guys out there, if I
Just
were
ain't
them,
no
I'd
front
take 2
brakes,
tires.
slow it down. It just
Guys
overshoots
that
the
are
corner
back
real
here
bad.
10th place on back, I'd gamble, man, because we haven't seen anybody do it all day, and it might pay off.
I think one reason they've not done it is talking to a lot of the crew chiefs this morning. They were seeing the excessive even wear on the left sides
to where
in
you can
practice
pull left
there.
side tires, go up
the
a half
leaders
on the
are
track
coming.
bar.
Here's Steve.
And Chad Canals telling Jimmy Johnson, you're looking really good. Jimmy's saying the forward bite has gotten good. A chassis adjustment for that 48. Jimmy's saying I've gotten just a little bit loose on entry. Matt.
Right here,
31
4,
races
right here,
since Clint Boyer last went to victory lane. They're going to back up on the
There.
wedge adjustment they made on the last stop. Boyer says the car now going too free on entry to Krista.
They asked Tony Stewart, what do you need? He said, I'm pretty good. It turns really good. I just need a little bit of bite, just a skosh of air out of both.
Okay, go hard, go hard, 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 hard. Go hard, 4300 to right here. Come on.
In the back
Inside
to
the
try to
5,
take
clear
that
low
car
behind
to
him.
the stretch run.
Boy, Chad Knaus looks like a genius.
Well, pit selection hurt them last time because they got blocked in, because now we don't have as many cars on the lead lap. They got in and they got out, and they have the lead.
Jimmy Johnson's the leader.
Quick
Can
enough.
he hold it?
We're getting there, though. We need to work a little harder. I got
rebate. Is it round?
No.
Is it an egg?
No.
Can you eat it?
No.
Is it round?
Are you serious?
That's 20, guys. All right, Mike. I'm thinking of something.
Is it small?
Yes.
Is it a brake caliper piston actuating screw?
Yes.
Of course it is.
If I had car part logos on me, I'd know that.
Nobody knows parts like Napa, and we've been proving it for over 80 years. Napa, get the good stuff.
It's 4 o'clock. You want to dial in?
Yeah, you know, these calls would go a lot better if we had an office.
This is our office.
This is your daughter's dorm room, Bob.
Listen, we have internet, telephone, dorm lounge. It's all free.
We could just do business at FedEx office. They've got Wi-Fi, workstations. A lot of them are open 24/7. It'll still save us an overhead.
Hey, baby. Here, give me sugar. Get a room.
Technically, this is her room.
Hello, we're on.
We understand. You want less overhead. FedEx office.
Okay, so the all-new 09 F-150 is the only truck with those new steps on the tailgate and the side of the box, making it easier to get to the cargo. And you're thinking, I don't need those. Oh yeah? Let's do the math. How many times are you going to be in and out of the cargo box? Once? Twice? No. I'm thinking 50, maybe 60,000 times, especially since it's got the most payload. You see what I'm getting at? Hey, unless all you're carrying is yarn, it seems like a no-brainer to me, okay? It's not just a new truck. It's the 2009 Motor Trend Truck of the Year.
Do you think it gets this hot in a race car?
Oh, was that the dog? Oh.
Where do NASCAR fans get answers? Ask.com, the official search engine of NASCAR.
Big event. Let's move some iron.
Nothing's bigger than the Subway any regular $5 footlong event. Get any piled high footlong just $5. Hurry in.
Get ready. Grain.
Ready for the
All
restart.
clear in front of you. All clear in front of you. Lined up inside.
18 cars on the lead lap, and for the first time today, Jimmy Johnson's out front.
Yep, this is a show me what you got.
The
It's
36
showtime.
there. You're pulling in. He's at your bumper. Clear the 36. Just the 20 down there now. Just that 20.
Drive it to the outside of the 48, get through 3 and 4. I don't think you got any bite up there, and he doesn't want to open the door for Stewart.
All clear still.
That
All
looks
clear
real good
still.
on TV, but it doesn't work.
Doesn't work.
Stewart and Boyer, third and fourth, looking in. Then a couple of lapped cars, several back to Jeff Gordon Mark Martin and Dale Jr.
This is just cool. I mean, look at Jimmy Johnson. You know, he's won 4 out of the last 5. But there's Tony Stewart. Talk to him before the race started. Remember on the pre-race?
Still lined up inside the 20 and the 18 down low there. Inside.
Just remember, Tony Stewart, he was a senior
Still inside there, the 20. No pressure from behind. Clear by 2 behind you there. Still racing back there inside the 20. Enter door. Enter door. Enter bumper. Enter door there.
Hung on to those Martinsville notes.
Inside. Still there. No pressure behind. Enter bumper. Still there. Still inside.
But when you look at the affiliation,
still inside there. Enter door.
It's not
enter bumper. Clear. 4 laps down.
To race here as well as he does, for him to be this much on top of the game today.
There's 2 crew chiefs that I've been fans of for a long time. One is Darian Grubb. You know I've talked a lot about him through the last
no pressure from behind. There's lap cars back there. Go get him.
It's the crew chief on that 33 car.
Shane Wilson.
Shane Wilson. I think they're 2 really diamonds in the rough down there.
They're definitely in the right situation.
They are to shine.
Mark Martin get a little impatient in the middle of that pack. He and Dale Jr. stuck behind some lapped cars. Beginning to bring out the bumpers here.
Yep, it's time to go.
There's Shane Wilson right there, Clint Boyer's crew chief.
62 laps to go. Jeff Gordon mired behind 2 lapped cars, and behind him here's Mark Martin trying to get some running room as both the 55 of Waltrip and the 18 of Kyle Busch are laps down.
You know, I think Shane Wilson is from Vermont. I'm surprised
he's from New England.
Yeah,
enter door, still there. Enter door. Enter bumper, still there. Still there. Still at your bumper. Still at your bumper, clear.
Boy, it's a 4-car runaway because the other lead lap cars just can't bust out of traffic.
And those guys that are lap down, they're racing for a position just like the guys that are racing to try to get up front.
Yeah, the 98 of Menard.
There you go, man. Still nobody coming
there. Racing Bobby Labonte all day for position a lap down, and here comes Gordon and Mark Martin in the 5 and Junior in the 88 trying to push through.
Well, the thing about Menard in the 98 and Kyle Busch in the 18, they're actually 2 laps down right now. So I'm sure that's one of the reasons Mark Martin in the 5 is getting a little bit impatient with those guys.
That's right, Reed Sorensen there, the 43, and Bobby
still
Labonte,
there. Enter door. Enter door. Enter bumper. Still there. Clear.
18 car. Either the guy that's behind you, Mark behind you, says either go on or get out of the way. I mean, that's what they want you to do.
What's that old line? Lead, follow, or get out of the way.
Now that's a battle for 11th right there. Kevin Harvick.
There you go. Really good corner.
Ambrose in the 47. Remember, it wasn't that long ago Marcos was on pit road. Those guys was trying to add brake fluid to help his brake situation.
He took 2 tires on the last pit stop, moved him up 5 positions in the running order. See if he can hang on to it as the laps wind down. 57 to go.
Battle between teammates. Mark Martin in the 5. We're riding with Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 88. They're running 6th and 7th.
2 outside there. Just 1 outside the 98. Good job. Outside there. Just 1 outside the 98. Good job. Enter door. Still there. Enter door. Enter door. Still there. Enter door. Bumper clear. Good job. There you go.
That won't work.
There you go.
Now, I think probably if I know Mark, he will probably cut Dale Jr. some slack.
There you go, man. One good corner here. You'll get that 5 and we'll get 24. You'll get that 5 and we'll get 24.
Mark Martin is one of the guys that understands the principle. If he caught you, he probably caught you for a reason. He's a lot faster, and you start racing side by side, it's going to draw a lot of other cars up to your rear bumper.
Well, when you're running on a little tight track like this, it just one little slip, one little mistake, and you can get in trouble. You don't want to put yourself in that position.
Spin, turn 3. And
caution out, caution is out, caution is out, caution is out. Got a bunch of dirt on the track in turn 3 here. You'll be good. Too tight.
Jeff Hammond, who are your picks for today's AT&T fastest and most valuable pit crew?
Well, Mike, I tell you, it's been a lot of great battles off of pit road today, but right there toward the end, the
slow down in the center, the car doesn't turn.
Really done a great job
and
of
so
getting their leader. I mean,
I've got to get back in the gas eventually.
They've been holding
and when I do, it's
today,
just
kept him up
still
there in front
pointing up the racetrack.
I'm also very impressed with Tony
Stewart.
Stewart. What Darian Grubb has been able to do
was at the start of the race.
Good today. Again, we got our first top 3 cars are the guys that I've picked so far as this afternoon is concerned here at Martinsville for our AT&T fastest pit crew of the race.
You can cast your vote from your AT&T phone, text,
At least we could have pulled out to the door of some people like we've been done all day long. It's better to pit where we're at.
To 2258 from your AT&T phone.
I work on 12.
Eric Almirola brings out the 10th caution of the day.
Well, I'm just saying we should have picked further up pit road. I mean, even if we beat guys that run just as fast as they do in their pit stop, they just pull out.
We've lowered the price of looking beautiful. We've lowered the price of eating out more often. We've lowered the price of more color. We've lowered over 1,000 prices on the leading brands you use and buy the most, so you can do more with your budget and your spring. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot.
Get the Roundup Weed and Grass Killer Pump and Go at a new lower price of $17.
A car that keeps pace with you. Because you're more than one thing. And so is Venza.
Working on Carl's signature move was not going well. We threw the 6 guns at him. The Matador. Olé! Ha-ha! Hot potato. Wow! Yeah! The blur. The spray. The wounded unicorn. Nothing was working. Let's try the worm.
Oh, dude.
Then we were eating Subway sandwiches, and that was it. He's been doing it ever since.
Nothing fuels Carl Edwards like a sweet onion chicken teriyaki, customized with veggies like black olives and green peppers. The flavor he wants, the fuel he needs.
Subway. Eat fresh.
All right, class, let's button it. Becker.
Here.
Callahan. Callahan. Delivery confirmation on Callahan.
Drop him off at 8:15.
Gymnasium.
No, sir, no Callahan.
Always.
No Callahan. Just a freshman.
Thank you.
No emails from his parents. Drivers, I need a 20 on Callahan. Got him. Reroute him straight to detention.
Get more done now with the new BlackBerry Curve, the only BlackBerry Curve with Nextel Direct Connect.
All right, boy, fetch, and I'll give you a treat.
Come here. Yeah. Good boy. Here's your treat.
Show up.
20. And maybe the
NASCAR Sprint
55
Cup
real
racing
bad.
on Fox, built by Home Depot. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot.
We got
And
weather
sponsored
coming.
by Old Spice, the official
What the hell?
deodorant and body
Just,
wash of NASCAR.
okay.
By Subway,
It's
the
just
big
a
event
what
is
the
back.
hell,
Any
you know,
regular
ain't nothing
footlong for
there.
just
Just
$5.
get started.
Subway, eat
Foolish.
fresh. And by Sprint, NASCAR Sprint Cup Mobile. It'll change the way you experience the race.
Ready? Ben's kind of done circle around. Nice rhythm. Long way to go. Long way to go. Circles around. Stay low. Stay low. Keep coming here. Green is still out. Still out there. That's your quarter. Nice and smooth here. Make sure they're cleaned off. Still there. Still there. 10-4. We'll get it by the end of the day here. We'll have it perfect by the end.
49 laps to go. Caution for Eric Almirola. They're blowing the track in turns 1 and 2 now, and as soon as they're done, we'll get back to green, perhaps in as little as 1 lap.
All right, 1 to go this time by.
Was the only car on the lead lap to pit on 2 of the first 3 pit stops of the race to correct a handling problem. At lap 100, he was 27th. It wasn't until lap 235, halfway in this race, that we first saw Jimmie Johnson in the top 10. But as they've done so many times, the longer the race went, the better that car has become.
Always loved it when you'd get
Lights
about
are back
halfway
on.
through
Lights
the
are
race, and
back
all of a
on
sudden
here.
you look in your mirror and say, where'd he come from?
Well, and just remember that pit crew stepped up under that last caution. Talked to Chad Knaus earlier in the week. He was pretty upset with his pit crew. There's Chad Knaus right there on that last stop at Bristol with 50 to go because they lost 3 positions because of a problem on the left rear. He was not happy with what went on those pit stops at Bristol.
Well, remember Jimmie Johnson told us that the car rocked back a little bit on that stop.
48 laps to go here in Martinsville as the American pastime is warming up.
look forward to the start of 2009. It's gone! Unbelievable. And saved! High drive, forget about that.
Wow.
Rips one into right field. That is a blast.
What a game. Inside of 2 weeks, hoping for a dramatic start to the season and a dramatic finish here in Martinsville, Virginia, as we see Kyle Busch up near the front, even though he's a couple of laps down.
Yeah, he may be kind of like the flying ointment here because he still has got time to get back, only be 1 lap down. He's had a pretty good car.
One to go this
what
time
I'm going to be interested in is he going to run Jimmy Johnson
45
hard enough to maybe give his teammate an opportunity to do something with Jimmy and get around him also. So this could be a golden opportunity for the Gibbs boys to jump on Jimmy Johnson, and it also may open the door here for a guy named Tony Stewart to stick his nose in there and kind of muddy the water between all of these race cars.
Tony Stewart, a one-time teammate of Denny Hamlin, and of course Denny Hamlin trying to win a back-to-back spring race here at Martinsville for the first time since the early 90s when Rusty Wallace did it.
83-44 in your mirror there. No pressure all day. Let's go get that 5 and 24.
He is fighting to stay in the top 35 in owner points, so he has a qualifying exemption next week at Texas. He is 35th in points right at this moment, so he needs to have and hang on and have a good finish too.
Well, there's no question the X factor in this restart is going to be that 18 car. What's he going to do?
Jimmy Johnson, Denny Hamlin, Tony Stewart, Clint Boyer, Jeff Gordon. 45 laps to go at Martinsville Speedway.
All clear in front of you. Both cars inside there, just one
He's going to
inside.
dive to the inside. He stayed right on the rear bumper of Johnson on the restart, trying to take it away down the back straightaway.
Enter door, enter bumper, clear low, clear low.
He was on it.
Hamlin was a missile going into turn 1.
He jumped on it the minute the green flag was displayed. He knew if he was going to get by him, he had to do it right there.
Inside the 99 there, no pressure from behind there.
I don't think this little battle will end right here, though. I think that 48 will come back on him real quick.
But what a bold, decisive move by
Still
Denny
just the
Hamlin,
99 there.
who considers the short tracks of Virginia his personal playground. Hasn't won in a year. He's out front now.
I don't know.
Enter door, enter bumper the 99, just the 20 there now.
It's such a short distance from the start-finish line to the first turn. He timed that perfectly.
There you go.
Tony Stewart,
Enter door the 20.
Traffic. Now Clint Boyer trying to get past Kyle Busch.
Still at your door there.
Lays over
Enter
for
bumper,
the
still
cars
at your
on
door.
the lead
Enter
lap.
door. Still there. Still there. Enter bumper. Still there. Still there.
That 14 car, the red
Still
car.
inside at your bumper.
He's right there too, guys.
Denny Hamlin just ran not only his
All
fastest
clear,
lap
all
of the
clear.
race,
There you go,
but
man.
the
Go get him.
fastest lap of the race, period, that lap right there.
That's a 20:07. We're talking close to qualifying speeds now.
No kidding.
Hamlin told us last week, I think at this stage in my career, I should have more in the win column than I do. We've let some get away. We've had some stolen from us. I'm tired of that.
Oh, got a car way up high, Matt Kenseth. I think he just got booted up there, Mike, the 17.
But Mike, here's the other thing. I mean, Hamlin almost seemed a little down before the Bristol race last week. Saw him after the Bristol race coming in here this week.
Still there at your door. At your door. At your bumper. Still there. Still there at your bumper. Still
Kenseth
there.
gets
Clear.
back in line. He got a lap down very early in this race.
Good job, man. Nice
One
and
time we
smooth.
thought he had the free pass. 2 or 3 times he could have had it, but somebody else had just been lapped by the leader, and Kenseth has been mired 1 lap down the whole day.
Now that's a battle for 4th right there on the right-hand side of your screen. Jeff Gordon in the 24 car, Clint Boyer in the 33. Remember, Gordon comes in here, our points leader.
Boyer's car has been loose on transition. The car's been sliding up the racetrack since the last restart, and that enabled Gordon to take advantage.
It looks like Jeff's car is back.
No pressure. You're driving away from
here. It's pretty quick up off the corner right now. Don't know if he's got enough time to chase these first 3 or 4 down, but we'll see.
Yeah, the problem is, Gerald, he is 2.4 seconds behind Denny Hamlin, who has a mirror full of Jimmy Johnson.
He'll only be a few car lengths behind the next caution.
32 to hit 40.
Yeah, Hamlin pulled away from Johnson when he got by him, but it's like, boom, right there through the middle of the corner. That's where the 48 seems to be a little better. Denny pulls him just a little bit, as you saw right there on the exit of the corner.
Well, one thing, I mean, Jeff showed us that brake package they got on the 11 car. I was skeptical about that, but that really was the difference on that restart. Dive bombing that thing down in the corner and having plenty of brake to roll it up.
Keep digging.
And that's after more than 400 laps of dive bombing it into the corner.
There's a
35 to go.
Looking to the inside. He's showing him the nose. He wants him to know he's there. Just kind of distract him a little bit.
Jimmy Johnson tried to dive in there. All he wants to do is get that right front fender to that left rear quarter panel.
He just wants him. He wants Hamlin to know he's there. He wants him to start looking back and saying, "Is he? Where is he? Where is he?"
But that yellow curbing that you see on the inside of the corners is Denny Hamlin's best friend.
David Ruderman in the double zero. No caution yet.
Caution's out.
There it is. There it is.
Come on, leader's coming. Gotta go if you can. Got one sitting on the bottom here. He's moving now.
Oh, he's
all clear when you come through here.
Couldn't get it fired. Saw the black smoke coming out of it. Couldn't get it cranked, and that's a shame. And David was sitting there in pretty good shape.
Yeah, he'd been top 10 most of the day and on the lead lap, so he will fall 1 lap behind.
Pit road will open this
Caution
time.
with 33 to go. Let's see if there was contact to get this party started.
That's how the Michael's car, the Napa car. Let's see what he sees. He sees a lot of cars. When one of them's his.
A couple of laps ago, David Stremme and Ruderman had some contact.
Oh, that's hard on that left rear tire.
Yes, it is. We've seen that earlier in the race.
Oh, that's really hard on that left rear tire.
And so is
he
that.
just used up the left rear tire. Boy, how bad do you want it? You want it bad enough that you'll spin the guy out to get it.
And Ruderman was on the lead lap. Stremme was a lap down. They weren't even racing for position.
There was a lot of cars got damage in all that melee, though. I saw the hood all buckled on the one car. Kurt Busch, the 2 had damage, so a lot of chain reaction.
Well, there's no question as to what is today's NASCAR Sprint Cup Mobile monster moment. When the race changed in an instant, you were there. Look at this power move as Denny Hamlin dive bombs Jimmy Johnson to take the lead on the last restart.
Boy, he just jumped all over that early.
Now, he had a nice assist from Kyle Busch, who normally would be racing Johnson into the corner to get back on the to get one of his laps back. He left plenty of room for his teammate.
He laid off of him just enough to give him that inside, almost as if he knew he was going to do it.
When we get 1 to go, they'll be up.
Oh yeah, cheerleader.
He said he's got to stay on the bottom.
Get up.
Yeah.
Chesterfield, Virginia's Denny Hamlin, who came to national prominence here at running late models. Got a chance to drive a Cup car and made the most of it. Won the Budweiser shootout at Daytona right out of the box.
What's that old saying about first time?
Darn 1 to go. Next time they start to double up in turn 3 there. Make sure
you may see that on this restart.
Well, I was going to say that was the monster mobile moment up to this point. I'll be interested to see if we create another one on this restart.
And you know, everybody up and down pit road, particularly in those 2 camps, and probably Tony Stewart as well, are wondering what this restart's going to look like. Oh, there's a worried person. JD Gibbs.
31 laps to go, so it'll still be a double file restart up until 20 to go. And again, Denny Hamlin has a wingman on this restart, his teammate Kyle Busch.
And just remember, these Gibbs cars are notorious for having something happen to them in the last few laps of the race.
29.
Mike, you bring up a great point. I would say his teammate Kyle Busch in the 18, he will play this restart differently from the last one.
Can you say rocking and blocking?
Just enough to let the 11 get to the bottom.
All right, we're ready for our clear and clear to drive restart. Lift, clear and clear. Indoors and out. It'll be 29 laps to go.
I'll watch
Remember that other X factor in there, Paul Menard, trying to stay in the top 35 in owner points. And Carl Edwards 2 laps down, trying to get one of those back. Joey Logano in the 20s had a good run all day. Though he's several laps down, but here come the lead lap cars.
No pressure from behind. No pressure from behind. Still inside.
He does not dive into turn 1 on Hamlin.
Well, he wanted to, but he didn't. He wasn't quite there.
You know, and an attaboy
there you
to
go.
Kyle
Just
Busch.
the 43 there. No pressure from behind. The 43 is at your door.
Y'all were making a pretty big assumption that he
door
wanted
down
11 to win.
There you go. At your door. At your bumper. Still there. Still inside there.
But now remember, right after the last restart, Denny Hamlin pulled away from Johnson for a few laps, and then Johnson reeled him back.
Trouble down here, Bobby.
Caution is out. Caution is out. Stay up high there. Stay up high there.
Lamani spun, and Truex could not avoid him and piled in.
Stay down low when you get here. You got one inside.
Labonte did a good job of hanging on to the tail end of the lead lap post all day.
Just try to stay on the concrete.
And then got hit after spinning in turn 1. Now still a double file restart, and boy, a lot of damage. Now some of that damage to the one was from the last caution.
See if the 96 gets a little help getting off in the corner here. I believe something may have happened.
Something like the Bluetooth.
The deuce is loose.
96.
Certainly circumstantial evidence would point. Yes.
Man, are the lap cars running hard today.
Reed Sorensen will get the free pass, so we'll have 19 on the lead lap.
It's kind of funny how when you start the day off in trouble at Martinsville, your day never gets any better. It just keeps piling on.
Goes from bad to worse.
You know, we had the long run of green flag racing, 100 laps, and then a caution 20 later. We raced for 50, 60 laps, and now bam, 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 4 in a row.
Well, it's the end of the race. Everybody's fighting for something, you know, a position or stay in the top 35 or win the race. And this is a little small circle with a lot going on.
I think it goes back to Clint Boyer's spotter, Mike Dillon, with about 75 to go. It's time to go.
Yep. And you know, and I said about the Gibbs car, you just think about the number of races they shoulda, coulda won. If they hadn't run, they had fuel problems, transmit, you know, steering boxes. I can think of a number of things that
and the 11 has been the victim of most all of them.
And that was the thing that was really getting Denny Hamlin down.
26 laps to go here in Martinsville, Virginia, as we get ready for a restart next week in the wide open spaces of Texas.
Unloaded block, ready to rock from the heart of Texas.
It's hot today.
Texas is the place to be.
Frank Biffle, Casey Kane, Jeff Burton, Carl Edwards. Baby, it's a racing right here.
Wow, I got hung in a Texas tornado.
That's what I call Texas size. You sure?
All right, man. If you want to go at the line again, the lap cars will be up the inside there.
Texas holding.
Next Sunday, we're in Fort Worth, and then a weekend off before the Duel in the Desert. Phoenix, Saturday, April 18th, Saturday night. And then Talladega, Alabama, Sunday, April 26th. Those are the upcoming Sprint Cup races here on Fox.
Good thing about that Phoenix race, just remember going back to our baseball schedule, you can watch the baseball game, and then we come right on after that when we're at Phoenix.
I think one of my favorite weekends
to go when you get the green.
Texas.
23.
I mean, I love going there. The big, it just feels big. And Eddie Gossage and those guys, I mean, what they call it, America Speedway. I call it big. I just call it big boy racing myself.
What's the over/under on Hammond having spurs?
Dick Berggren.
Well, Jeff Gordon led the early laps of this race, Mike, but the car simply will not turn in the corners for him. He right now is in 4th position with a lot of work ahead of him.
He led 147 laps earlier. But right now, it looks like a 2-horse race. Denny Hamlin, Jimmy Johnson.
Still the 39-44 in your mirror there. No pressure, man. Coming to the green.
And we're ready to restart.
I like where Stewart is. I mean, if anything goes wrong with those first 2 cars,
right, get ready.
He's sitting in pretty good shape.
Get ready.
Time it, time it, time it.
Green flag.
All clear in front of you. No pressure from behind. No pressure from behind. All clear in front.
She's going to stay tucked to the inside of the 48
Still lined up inside.
It'll give Hamlin a good run off turn 2. Now Johnson clears the 18
There you go.
car.
Still inside the 36 there. No pressure from behind.
Stewart coming, and again, Kyle Busch not a factor. He is laps down. Lets the 3 leaders by.
48's rolling in the middle of the corner, lined up inside. But the 11 has just got it up off the corner.
Gets in good, gets off the corner.
He can really, really pull the 48 up out of the hole.
At your door, at your door, at your door. Still there.
Do something special to get back around him here.
Still inside at your
He
door.
rolls right up
There
to
you go.
him, but then
And
when he
bumper
comes off the
36.
corner,
Still
just loses
inside.
that 2 or 3 car lengths.
Clear low, clear low.
Hamlin will just keep that same pace every lap. He's going to be okay.
Daryl, it's almost like the 11 car Denny Hamlin's doing just what he has to do to keep the car on the bottom through the middle of the corner. He's not opening that door for the 48.
48's good right there in the center, as you can see. Then 11's got that zip up off the corner. That's paying off big time for him. He just don't want to let that 48 get up there and rub that bumper in the middle of the corner. Well, you see, Jimmy, he's getting a little loose off, trying to stay with him.
Clear by 2 over the 39, 4 position.
Well, Jimmy's got 2 choices, Darrell. Take the long way around on the outside of Hamlin, or root him out of the groove.
Well, what Jimmy's going to start doing is he's going to make a late entry into the turn and try to get a lot of momentum and roll through the center and get a nose up alongside of him.
And that car right behind him, Tony Stewart, the 14 car running third, he just run his fastest lap of this 500-lap race as we've got 19 laps to go.
Tony is sitting there. He's got a good-looking car. That thing is clean and hadn't been in any trouble all day long. Running well.
Clear by 1.
Pretty happy, I would think.
I'm going to look inside there.
From here on out,
all clear.
Single file. Last 20 laps of the race. What a great 4-car battle we've had. At one time, 4 of them for the lead at once. Typical day at Martinsville.
Yeah, and there's a lot of racing right behind these two leaders, too, between Jeff Gordon, the 33, and Mark Martin. And Dale Jr.'s
outside the 20. There you go. Enter door. Bumper clear.
Yeah, the 24 has got bottled up behind Menard in the 98 and Edwards in
there
the 99.
There you go, man. Back in your rhythm here. Back in your rhythm.
The 5 car up into that battle.
Oh, boy. That 48 keeps rolling up closer in the middle of that corner. I believe if he can
good corner. 16 to go.
Give him a little push.
Now, on the right of your screen, the 99 of Carl Edwards is 2 laps down. He is not a factor in this battle, but he is trying to pass.
He's going to.
There you go. You're doing it now, man.
They both go up the racetrack. Here comes Stewart in the 14.
That's exactly what I thought might happen for Tony. I thought those two might mess up. And
clear by half. Clear by half.
Boy, Johnson used a little hustle and a lot of muscle to get past Denny Hamlin. 15 laps to go is plenty of time for Hamlin to get back to him.
Oh, yeah. If he can catch him back, I don't think this race is definitely over with. I'm pretty sure Jimmy Johnson's going to drive all he's got right now. He doesn't want that 11 back on his bumper.
15 to go.
Tony Stewart is right there now, and he's going to work on the back of that 11 car.
Well, Jimmy Johnson's got to drive it like he stole it.
There you go, clear by 2.
Past Hamlin. If Hamlin can catch him, he will move him.
Yeah, he just stole the lead, so he better drive it like he stole something.
If he keeps the lead to the end, he better even run his cool down lap fast.
Don't look back.
I tell you what, though, both those guys, they showed a lot of car control.
They did.
Those cars back up.
We've seen that earlier today. Those two guys, you know, everybody else has spun out when they did that.
Jimmy Johnson
nice and easy.
Trying to pull away.
Outside there by himself. Enter door. Enter door. Still there. Still there. Enter bumper. Clear.
Way to go, you know.
Well, there's still 12 laps to go.
This is, you know, we talked about this early in the race. The hardest thing to do is get down in this corner under somebody and not spin out or get into them. Now, those two cars, for all practical purposes, are wrecked.
Yes, they are. And you can see Stewart, he's just licking his chops right there.
He didn't know what to do. He wasn't sure where they were going to go, so he kind of laid out.
No, clear by 1 there, like the dive bomb there. Clear by 1.
Back to Jimmy Johnson, or will this be another one that got away?
He's got his work cut out for him as we are now down
to 10
enter door there.
Enter door, 39 car.
Johnson leads by 1
enter
second.
Door, still there. He's got the 20 behind him.
Monster mobile minutes. I think we just had a second.
Hey, but I tell you what, the 39 here, Ryan.
All clear behind him. 20's half back there. There you go.
That's for 7th place.
We got some battles going on. There you go. Get it back to him.
Junior's not finished yet.
Lap cars in your mirror there. No pressure.
For the last 4 or 5 laps.
Jimmy Johnson has pulled out to over a second lead over Denny Hamlin as they'll be coming to 8 laps to go this time.
Do you know when Denny Hamlin muscled the lead away from Jimmy Johnson going down into turn 1 here? I'm not sure.
Inside by himself.
Denny Hamlin
enter door. Enter door. Enter bumper. Still there. Still there. Clear.
How can a car like that 48 be so bad at the start of the race they have to stop on 2 of the first 3 cautions for adjustments and be so good now?
Did you see the guy sitting on the pit box?
There you go, man. Get back in rhythm. We'll run that guy down.
He had none. All he knows is fix the car. I got the driver. We'll win this race. Look at that expression.
A plan comes together.
A little sigh of relief there. Yeah, we got to this. Thank you very much. Everything's going well like I planned it.
You know, Jimmy Johnson told us on Friday that Chad Knaus, he never quits working on things, whether it's at the shop or at the racetrack. He's tenacious.
Yep. And he's got a cool customer behind the wheel. I was going to say, if Jimmy didn't win today, he might have to shave that beard off. Because this is his house, and we know that.
Chad Knaus cut his teeth at Rockford Speedway up in Illinois. And it reminds me of a number of short track crew chiefs I've known that fall asleep under the car at 2 in the morning with a wrench in one hand. and wake up at 5 in the morning and start turning that wrench again.
Here you go, nice and smooth, nobody coming.
You know,
Half a
just
straight
real
away to the
quick,
next
Jimmy
place car
Johnson
behind.
be coming to 4 laps to go. A couple of cars, they have worked their guts out to get to the top 10 right now behind Dale Earnhardt Jr. A.J. Allmendinger up in 9th spot in that 44, and Jamie McMurray, who started 28th, just inside the top 10 and 10.
And I got to tip my hat to Mikey. I mean, my little brother is in trouble early, got a lap down, got the lucky dog, and he's fought back to 13th. Pretty good day for him, too.
6th place, Mark Martin, Ryan Newman. Continue to battle.
3 laps to go.
Boy, Ryan is just pouring that thing down in there.
Clear by 6.
Great day for Stuart Haas Racing. Tony in 3rd and Ryan pushing for 6th.
Boy, it is. They've had a couple of good weeks here.
2 to go, 2 laps to go.
Johnson's lead has stabilized at 1 second.
2 to go right here. 2 to go, no pressure.
I believe this little battle for 6, she's going to go all the way to the wire.
Yep.
Yeah, and Ryan is overdriving his car a bunch, but Mark's giving him enough room. It hadn't affected anything yet. But they're going to come to the line fighting with each other, and we got 1 lap to go.
Matt Kenseth bounced it off the wall.
Well, we're in
White
the white
flag clear by 1 over the 20.
Jimmy Johnson's halfway down the back straightaway.
Newman and Martin lean on each other in turn 2.
I think Newman got the better of him
Clear
that
by
time.
half.
I believe he will prevail.
Jimmy Johnson wins at Martinsville on the 25th anniversary of Hendrick Motorsports' first win.
Checker flag this time by.
41st
All
Cup
clear
win.
inside. Checker flag.
Junior
Good job.
bounces off the wall on the way to the flag.
Fishtailing to the house.
8th
Let's
place
see
there.
what Johnson in the 11 car may have any words. No, it looks like pretty congenial.
5 wins.
Great work, Jimmy. Great work, man. Thanks.
5 wins in the last 6 Martinsville races for Jimmy Johnson.
That's 10 in the last 13 for Hendrick Motorsports here.
And 18 Martinsville wins for Rick Hendrick.
Can you imagine if he had all those clocks go off at once?
You're the man.
I think it's a little bit more than that. You're a little bit more than the man when you do what he just did.
For the 7th time in 11 races, the driver who led the most laps, in this case Denny Hamlin, doesn't go to victory lane. Johnson did not lead this race until lap 430. But this pass on Denny Hamlin